only software I've actually used is the text in bulk, which Jeffrey was kind enough to let me have a test with, and I love it. It's really, really good. So I'm hoping to not only use it for my own stuff, but also for my my list as well.
For sure, and it is getting better. So we're in the middle of a big chunk of work. It's about a 1,200 hour release that we're going to be doing at the end of this month somewhere. We've got a whole new design for it. So I've got a whole new design for it, and this is let's see if I can find the design. I don't know if I have like the full design. Here's part of it. Here's part of the new design that's coming. This isn't going to be released, but this is the context page. You can see it. It just looks a lot cleaner, a lot more modern than what it currently looks like right now. There's a bunch of them. Here's a new dashboard. This is what the new dashboard actually looks like. You can tell that this is way different than what the current dashboard looks like. So this isn't coming in the release we're doing at the end of this month. At the end of this month, we're doing a release around like the 25th, 26th to the 27th. We'll be doing a release, and it's not going to include these new designs, but it does include essentially a major speed update to make everything faster. We completely re-engineered the architecture. We completely re-engineered the database. We did make it global so that you can buy. So whenever I say global, what we do is we allow you to purchase phone numbers on anything in Twilio that has dual capabilities, that the phone numbers can send out text messages and send out phone calls. If it's a single, Twilio has some phone numbers that can only send out calls or that can only send out text messages. And it's just going to be a huge pain to let you buy a phone number that can only call or can only SMS, and then you try to send a text message or make a call with the wrong type of phone number and it not work. Users are just not going to understand that, and they're going to think it's a stupid software. So you can only get numbers from countries that have dual capabilities where the phone number can send text messages and phone calls, but then you'll be able to contact anybody in the world. So like if you want to contact somebody in India, you can use a United States number and you can send out text messages to India. But we don't target third world countries anyways as our market. We target countries that have disposable income to buy stuff. So so these are like the main countries there that have that disposable income that could pay for the software anyways in the first place.
Okay.
What's up, Maseo? What's up, Tom? What's up, Kevin?
Hey, John.
How you guys doing? Joe, where'd you go? Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Michelle.
What's up, Greg? Michelle, did you need help with something? Did you want to look at your issue? Or is there anything else that you guys want to talk about or go over while we're here?
Yeah, I can't get that funnel. I can't figure out what it is. I looked in
just share your screen real quick. Just share your screen real quick.
Okay.
Hey, CB.
CB.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go to, all right, well, go to edit page. Go to edit page real quick because that's not looking right. All right, go to your settings and go to tracking codes and go to your footer code. That doesn't look wrong. All right, so go back to your main part of your funnel. Go to your settings.
The master put that invoicing link somewhere.
No, that invoicing you link is just, it's automatically redirecting. Go back to your sales page. And then just click on that preview button to open it up. Not bad.
No, not that one. Oh, look at it. It just did it.
But that works. Go back to ClickFunnels. Let's see, 1 second. Just let me see if you can give me control of that.
Click and wherever you click, there was the invoicing link also.
No, I was thinking that somewhere in here has to have some
Where did you just click?
redirect.
Because I saw the link over there. Okay.
No, you for sure didn't see any link.
No, and it popped up here in the side ones.
Okay, well, one, all these images have
See, invoicing.com.
all these images have some invoicing you link. Not sure why.
Those are supposed to go to the partnership one.
Why?
I don't know, in case people wanted to click on something, I wanted to put something there for them to click on.
Well, I don't want you to get mad.
Could that be what it is?
I don't want you to get mad, but that's pretty fucking stupid, Michelle. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense. That doesn't really make any sense at all, what you're doing there. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all that you would just be letting them click on some arbitrary thing and taking them to an arbitrary place. That, I mean, that's going to be super confusing to a user if they just randomly clicking on something and it's just taking them to some random place that they're not prepared to go, or they don't know anything about. What's going to happen is now they're going to get on that partnership page. They don't know what the hell. They don't know. They don't know where they're going or why they're going there. Oh, you know what? It's probably this right here. Probably this guy right here. Stupid ass timer. I bet it's this guy right here. On expire redirect to. Yep, definitely that guy right there. There you go. That should take care of it. Your timer's done, and it's saying on redirect on your timer whenever your timer expires, and it's expired.
Okay.
What are you trying to do with this funnel, though?
I'm actually just trying to sell the software for the yearly plan.
Well, there you go. It's just your timer. Your timer is redirecting to that invoicing you page for some reason. So
Okay.
So you should be all good now as far as it not redirecting and going to some crazy place anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't make images clickable and link them to places just in case a user wants to click them and they go to some random place. I don't think that's gonna work very well for you, or anybody for that matter. I don't think it would work very well.
Okay.
Masaya, I know you've done pretty well selling some of the software. You got any hints or tips that you could give Michelle?
Have you sold any, Michelle?
No, I had one guy sign up for like $15 a month for sticky reviews, but he refunded like 2 days later.
You got a so you got ClickFunnels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a sales page I can give you if you want to try that. Try to throw something
Okay.
at it. You know, run like a little special or something. I had real good success off of that, so I can send that to you. Spin it up. Throw some traffic at it. See what happens.
Okay.
Have you made any posts on your social media about the software or about the offer that you're intending to make?
Yes. I've done some live videos, and I've done some posts on it too.
And what has your feedback been on the live videos and the posts?
Nothing. Nobody's watching them.
Okay.
Which software are you good at using? Which one do you like the most, that you use the most?
I use Link Wizard and Sticky Reviews the most.
You should do a training video on both of them, just showing people what it does.
Okay.
The one thing I can tell you, Michelle, is for every single one of my offers, the softwares, the partnership, pretty much everything. I went live. I made posts on Facebook. I also didn't get any feedback. I also didn't have people watching my videos. How I started actually making sales, how I actually started getting people to, to buy my stuff, to watch my videos, to start engaging with it. How did the partnership get filled out? I went live. I posted the same stuff over and over and over again, 3, 4, 5 times a day on Facebook. I gave up the fact that I wanted to have Facebook as a mechanism to interact with my family or my so-called friends, and that was going to be the main purpose of my Facebook account. And I said, that's not what I'm going to use Facebook for. I'm going to use Facebook to make money and to sell stuff. And if my friends or family, if they get mad that they see my offers and they see the content that I'm posting, they can go fuck themselves and unfriend me, because that's what I'm using this tool for. If they don't like it, then they're not really my friends or family anyways in the first place. And it wasn't until I got over the fact that, you know, oh, well, hey, I just posted about this yesterday and nobody commented on it. Why would I post it again today? When I got over that and I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to post the same stuff over and over. I'll do a video. I literally, on Text in Bulk, RoboContact, I did videos for weeks straight, the same video, like 2-3 times. I'd go in, and I still do it. And the more you show up and the more you post content, the event, it's not like I happened today and then tomorrow it's done. So just don't give up and keep trying. Eventually, at some point, you will get engagement. So just keep at it. That's what I do.
Okay.
Hey, John, I did that in my group last week on Link Wizard, and then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again. But now I decided I'm going to go ahead and do it on my personal page, and I did something on my personal page about the one funnel away. And today I got to work and everybody started going, hey, Joe, what's this one funnel away thing? And they were part of my friends. And so that's why I'm just adding a whole bunch of people that are in digital marketing and all this on Facebook friends. I got 1,500 of them. So I figure if I just keep doing it over and over and they hate me, well, too bad, like you said. Yeah, just go ahead and keep doing it. They're not my friends anyways if they getting mad at me, right?
For sure. I mean, to some extent, you want to provide some type of value to people. You know, you want to provide some type of valuable information to people, or they're just going to ignore your content. But if you want to make sales from Facebook and that's going to be your channel, and you want to do it organically, then trust me, it's not going to be like, okay, well, this is my first video, I didn't get any engagement, so that's it. I had to do it literally. I've been asked on Keto. I've done it for the entire year since December of 2017. I started posting content, and I did it, 2, 3, 4 times a day. And I was relentless. I didn't really care if people got mad or if they unfriended me, because if they unfriended me, somebody else will friend me up. That's fine. I'm cool with it.
Well, John, you don't care anyways, do you?
Everybody uses Facebook for certain things. So I think it's going to be it's going to be a really hard line. If you don't have a group with an audience already, it's going to be a really hard thing to walk that line of, okay, I'm going to post pictures of my dog and what's actually going on in my family life, and I'm going to make money from this at the same time. So that's right. I don't see that as being super viable. So you've got to go all in, one or the other. And I decided that, I'm not a social person anyways, and I don't post pictures of my food and, just random stuff about me. What I post is strictly because I want to get clients from Facebook, and I went all in.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So that's all I can say, Michelle, is just keep at it. Keep at it. I think your funnel's fixed where it's not redirecting now. You got your Stripe hooked up already to it? Your product set up?
Yeah, I got Stripe hooked up to it with the $4.97 payment.
For the year?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody told me to raise the prices. I had it at $2.97 for the year, and she actually messaged me, and she was like, I don't know, maybe is the software broken? What's wrong with it? Why is it so low? I ended up talking to her about it, and she was like, she's like, for someone like me who's an established business owner, if you put it at that low price, it's going to be, she's like, I'm thinking that it's broken. So she suggested raising my price for it.
Well, you can definitely sell it at a higher price. I mean, Dennis showed you guys in a post the other day. He sold the package for $5,000. So it's not that you have to sell it for a low price. I did the $1 a day funnel just as a case study. I literally wanted to look and see drop off rates and delinquencies between a higher ticket monthly thing and a lower ticket daily thing. I wanted to see what the lifetime was before payment started failing on people for insufficient funds. So
let me jump in here and say something about price. Sure. I don't know when I noticed that John was around somewhere. I can just tell you that I saw the panda hat, and I saw the $1 a day, and I thought, this is crap. And I didn't spend 5 minutes looking at it. The time I got interested is when I was looking for this HCH thing, and I saw that there's invoicing you. And then I messaged John, and I said, well, could you add that to it? And I had messaged other software guys, and they were all like, no, I can't. And John said, well, if you become a community member and upgrade to the inner circle, I'll add it to it. And I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? So I just went and I just paid for it. And he's like, okay, now let's go and let's set this up. And 2 days later, we were on a Zoom with a developer, and I was like, okay, this guy he looks funny. He acts funny. He sells stuff way too cheap, but he sticks to his word. And, when you think about selling something cheap, you got to be really careful that people don't have that first impression, and so once you sell something for more expensive, there is this rule that says expensive equals good. John, did you read the Cialdini book?
I I didn't. I'm actually in the middle of In the Cloud, which is the story of Salesforce and how they went.
So Caldini says in one of his stories, he tells a story of a store owner in Phoenix, and she had this jewelry, and she wanted to get rid of it, and it wouldn't sell, and so she put a note there for her assistant, and basically she wrote on the note half off, and she walked out of the store on Friday. When she came back, the assistant had sold it all on Monday, but she had priced it wrong. She had read it wrong, and she doubled the price. And so instead of cutting the price in half, she doubled it, and because she doubled it, it was all sold because people now put a higher value to it. And it was a tourist place. You know, and when you look at that, I know it's natural to be afraid that if you look around and you see others of us selling it for $1 a day, to not just price it high. I think if you get that response from real business owners, you should go after real business owners and just stick to your price. If you sell it for $300 and I sell it for 30, I need 10 clients and you need 1. So even if I sell 9 and you don't have any and then you get 1, you're still ahead. So you can't be worried about this. Just, you know, just price it so that the people that you attack think it's worth something. Don't make it feel to them that they're buying something cheap. So I'm not going to mute myself again.
All right, Joe. Thanks for the compliments. What's up, Paul?
John, you know, I'm saying it just as straight as you are.
I got it, man. I'm a funny character. I'm all tatted up. I've got money going into a vortex. I wear funny.
I don't have a single tattoo.
I got it, man. I didn't think whenever I was getting all these tats, like one day I'm gonna run my own company. I thought I was just gonna sit in a basement and code all the time, and then I got bored of being too good at that, and I needed a challenge. So.
Well, I see. At least you're begging Dave Woodward to let you back in.
Yeah, he will. He's supposed to get on my show with me. Whenever he gets back, he told me he was traveling out of the country, and whenever he got back on the 15th, he'd be happy to jump in and do an interview with me and talk about.
Yeah, he's on the Tucumã Club cruise right now.
Dave Woodward, click on. So what else is going on with the rest of you? What do you guys want to talk about today? Anything you guys got going on?
Hat promo.
Nico.
What's that?
What's up with the hat promo?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's up with it?
What were you saying? Was your robot going haywire? Are you guys giving away hats you have in your closet? What's happening? Can I get one?
Yeah. You just have to go to the page and pick what you want and give your shipping address and stuff there. So it's my free plus shipping offer. No shipping for community members or inner circle members. You guys won't get you guys probably, if you want them right away, you're not going to get all the fancy stuff that I'm wanting to do with them. So for me, the ideal, it's my free plus shipping offer because everybody has some free plus shipping offer but me, it seems like. So what I was planning on doing is, so we're going to get, I'm actually talking to Maceo about doing it. And Maceo, hopefully we can sync up maybe sometime next week and work out all the logistics and stuff. But I'm gonna get like a patch with the Tier 5 logo on the hat itself, and then I'm hoping to be able to get like a professional little book that talks about the Tier 5 community and the Tier 5 partnership, and talks about all our different softwares, and showcases reviews and maybe a couple case studies, and then just create a nice little box like ClickFunnels creates for their books that they send out, a nice little package, and then that would be my free plus shipping offer. and inside of it will be the hat of your choice with the Tier 5 logo, and then we'll stuff that book inside there so that whenever you get that, it's a nice little package. You open it up, there's your hat with the logo, and there's a little book, like a 10 or 12 page, thick paper book that just talks about Tier 5, talks about the community, talks about the partnership and what Tier 5 is and how we're a community-owned company, and then talks about our different software offerings that we have right now and just kind of explains what they are so that people, if they want a silly hat, they can get a silly hat. It will be branded to Tier 5, and then they'll get some information about the community. There's upsells as well to the community inside that funnel. And then I was actually thinking, I'm going to talk to Maceo about it, see if we can work it out, see if it will even work. I was thinking about, I don't want it to become like a huge logistical nightmare, but I was thinking about being able to, for like partners and affiliates, for it to be an affiliate promotion where they could promote it as an affiliate, just like you can with the .com secrets book and stuff. And on the hat itself, we could go in and essentially make a Facebook scan code that would be another patch on the hat. So, and that Facebook scan code would essentially take you right into the Tier 5 bot, and it would have an affiliate ID embedded in it. So so the affiliate can promote it. The orders that come in from that affiliate, then essentially the hats will go out and they'll have that scan code on the hat somewhere. So now somebody can actually scan that hat and they'll be taken inside the Tier 5 chat bot and tagged with your affiliate ID, so that it's just an extra mechanism of making sales. But I have to figure out how we would work out the logistics on that, so it wouldn't be a nightmare for Maceo to understand, what hat needs what particular scan code put on it, because it's not going to be the same scan code. There will be a different scan code for every affiliate, because those scan codes will have the affiliate IDs embedded in that scan code. And so I don't want it to be a nightmare for him to try to keep up with, okay, who does this hat get shipped out to and which one of these little patches with the scan code. So I got to try to work that out. But that's the deal with it. It's literally just my free plus shipping offer I didn't want to give a book because I don't want to write a book, and I didn't want to give a t-shirt because everybody gives a t-shirt. So I just figured, let's go with the hat, and then let's give some marketing material about Tier 5, so that low ticket offer, get somebody to cross that transactional bridge, wear a little hat around. People can be like, hey, nice hat, what's Tier 5? And then, they'll already know what Tier 5 is because they got a book that, a little marketing pamphlet that talks about us.
Problem is it has to be in a white background for the.
That's why we put it on the patch.
Yeah, but then
Right.
I don't think it will look good.
It would if you just put it on the back. If you just put it on the dead back and the dead center, I think it would look fine. Nobody would. When they're looking at you, they're not going to tell. And from the backside, if you got a nice ass, it's going to look great from the backside. That's the deal with it, though, Nikos.
I want one, and I hope what's his name has nothing to do but to fulfill hat orders.
What do you think about that, Maceo?
Okay, let's go further. I want fruits. I want a basket of fruits. Make a pumpkin hat, a tomato hat, a potato head hat, an eggplant hat.
You got the money. We can make it happen.
A daisy hat.
I'm not wearing no fruit hat.
Sunflower head hat.
That's the deal with it. Had a lot of people ask me for hats, how they could get hats, so I just made a thing. I was making an order form so you guys could get them and tell me what you wanted, and I figured while I'm at it, I might as well just add a shipping charge and let non-Tier 5 members go in. And to me, it's a big thing in culture. If you look at ClickFunnels, why they're so successful, trust me, the reason they're so successful ain't because their software is fucking awesome and their software works perfectly, because their software, it don't suck. I'm not going to say it sucks, but it's definitely broken. Lots of parts of it are broken. They're so successful because of the culture that they build around their software, because of that culture that they built, and the fact that people identify and they can identify themselves as a funnel hacker, and the community that they have. That's why they become so successful, and that's why they have such a long stick rate. So I mean, it's about the same. I mean, that's why they sell. If you sign up for ClickFunnels, they instantly send you out a t-shirt. Why? Because they know if you start wearing that t-shirt around, you're going to get this connection and this bond to them, and you're going to think twice about canceling the software, even if you don't use it, even if it don't make you money, even if the shit don't work.
Yeah, that's why I wanted a shirt. So every time I talk about tier 5, I want to have a shirt on. I don't want to have a ClickFunnels shirt on. I want to have a tier 5 shirt. So I'll probably start making some shirts maybe pretty soon. Why don't I just do that?
That would be great. I had the other option is get a tattoo right above your nipple and just don't wear a shirt while you're talking about it. But I had the engineers.
My forehead.
I had the engineers go in and you know, make their design concepts of t-shirts, and since they're engineers and not designers, you guys didn't like their shirts that much, which is fine because even I didn't like them that much. But you know, they're designers. They're not engineers. They're engineers, not designers. So, right, Maceo, bro.
Yeah. No, but you know what? One of the things I want to do is I want to make sure that we have a culture of not funnel hackers, but software engineers culture. Hi, Shelly.
Well, I don't think that's going to work. I mean, we definitely need to build a culture, something like funnel hacker, something similar, but definitely not around software engineers, because that's not who we want to give us money. That's not our avatar, right? Our avatar. Why is there a culture built around funnel hackers? Because that's their avatar. I mean, their software builds fucking funnels. So whoever's going to buy their thing, their whole customer avatar is someone who's going to build funnels. So that's why they've built that culture around that, because it matches their customer avatar, and it allows their customers to actually identify themselves with that company and create an emotional connection, an emotional bond with that company. So we do for sure want to do something similar, and we'll have to put our brains together to figure out what that identification is going to be. But it can't be software engineers, because that's who we want to hire, and that's who we want fucking to put chains around and have them here 24/7, you know, writing code and stuff for us. But that's not who our avatar is. That's not who's going to buy our stuff and who our customer is.
Yeah, but ClickFunnels is one product, and tier 5 is like jumbled of all products. So if you're targeting only tier 5, then you can compare with ClickFunnels, because ClickFunnels is made by some other company.
For sure, I'm not comparing with ClickFunnels. I'm just
what I'm saying. The only reason why I said that, and I agree with you, John. The only reason why I said that is because I want to get that conversation started so that we all have it. There's over 100 of us plus that can start thinking about this. Say, what kind of a culture do we want to start with this company? So absolutely, it's a good thing to start with and to start thinking, what are we going to do here, guys? So if we don't talk about it, it's not going to happen. We need to start talking about it.
For sure.
Same thing with, I saw today, how many times you're going to send out an email or something that says, I need a testimony. You should have over 100 testimonies already. How many times you're going to say, hey, guys, do you like the training? I just did your training thing today. Everybody needs to start doing it. You should have over 100 of them within a week. It took me, 2-3 minutes to do my video? It actually took longer only because I started liking doing the testimony for you. Well, so it went a little longer.
And the thing with those testimonies is a lot of people want them to be perfect. Like, a lot of people want to fucking put words and like go in and fucking like put words and put music and the shit in the background, and that's actually counterproductive. To go in and try to make this a professional publication is counter fucking productive, because it doesn't look authentic. It looks like we paid somebody to go fucking do this shit, right?
Can I ask you a question, John? How many times did you rehearse every time you got on Facebook? I bet you it was never.
I'm not a rehearser.
And look at what you're doing. You're doing awesome. So you know what?
I rehearsed, Joe. I'm done rehearsing. I got my magic hat on. I'm done.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm for sure not looking for like professional productions with background music and with like, you know, a little splash intro video and a splash exit video, because like I said, that's super counterproductive, because it doesn't look like if any user that comes in and sees that review, they're not going to really believe it's a real review. They're going to be like, you know, these guys love these guys that much that they went in and did all that. So I'm just looking for, like, walk around outside on your phone, you know, like drive while you're sitting in your car, like Lance is right now, you know, at a red light, be like, hey, I had some time, I wanted to do that. Because the whole goal is obviously for it to look authentic, because it is something authentic. That's why you guys don't need to rehearse it. If you guys fumble around in your review, that's totally fine. The only thing I wouldn't want you to do in your review is say, okay, I'm doing this because John told me I need to do this, or I'm doing this because John asked me to do it. That's the only thing that I personally would guide you and say, don't do that. Other than that, just wing it. I mean, wing it and don't think about it. Just wing it, get it done, and then that looks authentic, and because it is authentic and it's not scripted.
Yeah, the first time I've done my first live, and then I went back to it and I watched it, I went, Jesus, that fucked up. And then guess what? A bunch of people went, hey, good video. And I was like, geez. So don't watch your own videos. Just do it.
Oh my gosh, Joe, that's like totally true, because I'm still learning how to do the Oculus Rift, right? I'm still learning how to push the buttons with my virtual fingers and get pictures in and pull pictures out and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I've got like 62 hands in there because I can't get anything to do exactly like what I want to do right away. And I did a video the other day that was talking about a builderall and the 7 trends that we're going to see in internet marketing in 2019. And I had made little images and had them sitting in the virtual room in Facebook Spaces. And all I was going to do was just grab those things and hold them up in the virtual reality and say, okay, number 7 is blah, blah, blah. And then number 6 is blah, blah, blah. I couldn't pick them up. I couldn't put them, like, they were ended up crooked. It was absolutely hilarious. So at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, they're going to tell me not to do this anymore. And of course, it had a bazillion views. It was shared in every country, I think. And people were like, this is great, Shelly. And I was just like, really? And I actually had one guy in the certified partner training today who was like, oh my gosh, that was great. It was inspired. And I'm like, thank you. So it was really, really funny. And of course, I'm thinking I bombed. I didn't get what I was trying to get across. I just didn't do it right. And it was fine. It was actually fine. So Joe, you definitely hit the nail on the head with saying, just get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll get more towards perfection later as you just keep doing it.
But the only thing I would disagree with you on, Joe, is I would say definitely watch your own videos. I would definitely say every time you make trust me, every single live video that I've ever made, I've watched it. Like every single one of the first things I do after I'm done going live is I immediately watch my video to try to see, because I don't need to go correct that video, but I want to try to gauge and see how I'm actually performing and change that and make any tweaks and modifications that I need in the future. So I would definitely recommend watch yourself, watch your own video, because you can learn so much from your own body language, from your own body posture, from your tone, just how you're performing, and you can use that to change as you go and become a better performer, because it's all a performance, right? It's like, why do you see marketing videos and you can tell that they actually spent a bunch of money for that video promotion? Because it's a performance. That's what actually engages people. That's what captivates people. That's what keeps them dialed in and tuned in, is your actual performance. Maybe you suck today, and that's fine. Don't delete your video because you suck. But damn sure go in and watch it and try to figure out on your own, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I make this better? And then improve in the future.
Right, and you know what I did? It was my first or second one I did, and I was like, oh shit. But no, I do, John. I do go back and I look at all my videos now, because that's what I'm trying to do, is just learn from my, what my performance just was, and did I hit everything that I really want to hit.
For sure. What's going on, Bill?
You're muted.
totally muted.
Bill, you're muted.
We can understand that though. How? Ow.
Unmute yourself.
What else you guys want to talk about while we're here? Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Any questions?
Bill, unmute yourself. Hey,
There. Now you're unmuted.
Take a pen and draw a sign.
Hey Marie,
Hey guys.
got those heels on?
I do.
Yeah.
Looking forward to taking them off this year.
Let's hear it, Maria. I saw your post. Let's hear it. Marie's got some good news.
Because I'm only here for a minute, coming to you from a dealership toilet. So I am doing a podcast tomorrow with Bob Clark. Are you guys familiar with Bob Clark? He's like guy from ClickFunnels sort of thing. But we're going to talk about Tier 5, and it's going to be a little bit of a promotion for Tier 5 Inner Circle.
Oh, you're doing
the DIY.
You're doing the
What?
you're doing the 808 podcast.
I am. Are you?
No, he asked me to be on his podcast, but honestly, I don't know if I could be on that dude's podcast because he's a little out there. So I would be like, man, you're fucking crazy, dude. So.
Well, we're gonna see. It's 8 minutes of me tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I can watch my potty mouth and answer the questions right and see how it goes. It's my first podcast, so.
Listening to a meeting.
Great.
Awesome. Well, I apologize I can't stay, guys. I got to go back to work. I'm selling rides, but I'm all about Tier 5 next week, so I will talk to you all next Friday.
All right, Marie.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Hey, Bill.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good evening.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm on my phone. That's why I had trouble. I couldn't figure it out. You know.
How to unmute yourself?
Dumbass like me. Totally challenged. Totally challenged.
So anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here? Any questions you have? Stuff you want to talk about?
No, I love the hat idea. I need to get in there and order one. And it reminded me of kind of how ClickFunnels does theirs. And I was wondering if you're going to do something similar where they kind of gamified learning some of the software. And then as you do, you earn whatever. You can earn a shirt or whatever. I was wondering if you were going to do something like that too with the hats or with the shirt.
So we for sure do want to do some type of gamification because it really helps again create a bond between the user and the software and keeps them stick longer, and it also obviously mitigates a lot of support issues because users I mean, even I make a 6-minute training video and a lot of people won't watch it. You know, like that you have to tell them. They'll be like, hey, I can't figure out how to do this, and I'll be like, hey, did you watch the training video? And they're like, oh no, maybe I should do that first. It's like, so the gamification really helps immerse the user in there and put them through the journey, especially for the setup process of everything. So yeah, we'd love to do something like that, but it's going to be out probably for 4 or 5 months. What I'm trying to do, so like my goal is by the beginning of July to have a new design in every single one of the softwares and to have them completely bug free, a little bit more scalable on the architecture, and have all your actual role-based permissions, your plan levels and the restrictions in the softwares based on a particular plan, have all those actually implemented so that you guys can easily put in a user at one level and still have a path to upgrade. You can put them in at level A for free or whatever, or on a low price and still have a path to actually upgrade. That's obviously going to take a kind of a huge amount of engineering to go in and do each one of those softwares and essentially rebuild a bunch of the logic and controls on functionalities. So I'm hoping that by the beginning of July, we can have that implemented on every single software across the board with no problems. We'll have a new design and everything, and then obviously have a couple new features that would make the softwares more valuable. Maceo knows a lot about the features that we've talked about for RoboContact already. For Link Wizard, we've got several new features that are on the books there. Hopefully to be able to be developed there. For text in bulk, we've got a shit ton of new features coming out there. For sticky reviews, just like minor stuff that users have asked for. So yeah, I would say I don't know if we would necessarily, Lance, want to do the gamification for current software offerings. To be honest, we could. I'm not sure if it's worth the time expenditure, but we could, especially if those softwares were just really going to, use to acquire customers, our real main goal. We may not want to do that. I'm all for the ideal for sure. If we did do it on the current software, so the way I could see the gamification working is essentially going through initial setup, the things that you need to do just to get initially set up in the software, and then just a small use of the software. So I haven't actually really went through the ClickFunnels game. I usually don't myself personally go through those gamification and those little tutorial processes in software because I don't need that shit, because I just look at it and see how to use it. So it doesn't make sense for me to have some little girl with a lollipop walking around and telling me, go over here, do that. It's just dumb for me. But for sure, would love to do something like that. Just not super high on the priority list right now.
Yep, makes sense.
If there's anybody who wants to walk through a campaign of RoboContact, just hit me up. I've done it with several people now. So just reach out, shoot me a message, and we can set up your campaign if you want. There's a couple things I'm gonna have you do to just get ready, but just hit me up. Let me know.
Did you ever get that?
Yeah.
If
anybody hasn't gotten into RoboContact or doesn't understand it, definitely hit Maceo up, because it's worth every second of it. He simplifies it, and man, it shows you the power of what you have.
Well, we got a lot of new stuff coming out there, so we got a lot of new stuff coming out there. What's kind of on the immediate docket is we released a couple updates this week. Hopefully you guys seen in the group, I posted something for you, like an update board where we kind of where we've been posting the changes, the updates that are going into the live environments of the software. So unless you guys are engineers, I don't want you guys to go crazy and feel like, hey, why is there not more work being done? This doesn't seem like a lot of work. Because like I said, if you're not engineers, you just don't understand what it fucking takes to build software and what it takes to build simple features in software and build it properly. And I've had some people contact me and tell me that they didn't feel like we had all our engineers working on our stuff, that we were like double dipping and still working on client stuff and not actually focused on our software. So if you feel like that, then we have been until the first. I try to make it transparent and clear to everybody that I couldn't, once the partnership was funded, I couldn't just tell all my clients, say, fuck you, we've been working for 36 months together, and now all of a sudden, I'm not doing your shit anymore. Go find another developer. I can't. I mean, that's this dumbest karma thing to do, and it's not very professional. And even though I don't have a professional vocabulary, I try to treat my clients with respect. And I've got clients that we've worked with for a long time. So I gave everybody 60 days, and those contracts ended on the 1st of January. So we've got one client. I'm still working with one client because they really need the work. They pay pretty good, and it's completely hands off. It's got one developer, and to be honest, that developer, I don't want to say he's not an asset to our company, because he is an asset to our company, but he's not the best developer in the world because he actually, I would have fired him actually some time ago because of performance, but he has a brain aneurysm. So sometimes like he'll have seizures and sometimes he'll black out. And just because, I mean, he's got a family, he's a dad, he's got a kid, and it would be really hard for him with his medical condition for him to go in and get another job somewhere because he's got like a fucking serious medical condition. He's still productive, like he still gets stuff done. Like I said, he's just not the best developer in the world. I can't personally fire him because I love the dude and because he's got like a tumor in his fucking brain. So and the client that he works for, he loves working on iOS stuff, and the client that he works for is completely hands off. His client's a developer. I don't have to do anything. He gets to work on iOS, which is the platform that he loves. He's productive enough for that client to be happy, and it's completely hands off, and it pays like 2.7 times what, there's like a 2.7 times return on what his actual cost is. So outside of that one developer and that one client, everybody else is all hands on deck, working strictly for tier 5 products. So
and if there's anybody who feels that way, that, you know, maybe the developers aren't working on anything, I can vouch and say that I've been on the back end with the developers and seen everything that they're working on, and it's a huge list per application, and they're constantly in there talking and communicating back and forth. So I've seen it, and it's real.
Lots, definitely a huge list. Definitely a huge stuff coming.
You know what? Whatever you say, John, I believe you. If somebody says, "Hey, I think they're double dipping or anything," that's none of their business. It's your company. We're all partners. You do what you're necessary to do. If you got rid of that guy because, you know, with his situation, his medical situation, I'd be pissed off right now. So you keep doing the right thing.
It would be a devastation too to employee morale.
Yep.
You know, like the rest of my employees, if they see me going, that dude's worked here after like literally for the entire time we've had this company. Like he was our 5th employee. If I was to fire that dude, outside of the fact that I made him a personal promise and gave him my personal world that he would always have a place out. I mean, that dude's literally fucking left the fucking hospital and came to work with a fucking brain aneurysm. So he's a smart guy. He just sometimes literally this dude like fucking came to work one day. He was like an hour late, and I was like, "Amit, why are you so late?" And he no shit told me he went to our old office. He's like, "I went to our old office." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "I just stood there at the door." He's like, "I went inside." He's like, "I didn't understand. There's a bunch of different people there." And I was like, "Shit." He's just like brain farts sometimes, man. I can't get. And he's still productive, and he's still like a hard worker. He tries his hardest, and he still gets stuff done. He's just not as efficient as he could be, considering the fact that he's a senior level engineer. But we're definitely all hands on deck working on stuff. But as I mentioned before, and I was really transparent, all our softwares we built for ourselves, our own internal use. And we built as demo pieces because almost every single project that we've worked on is either a government project or it's white labeled for another software firm, because that's who I targeted as clients. And I couldn't go around showing those to my clients and be like, "Oh, here's a software that I built that I'm under a contract that I'm not allowed to tell anybody about. Let me show it to you," because I would get sued. So we've got restructuring to do. Like I said, we've got a bunch of work that we're trying to do to make your guys' lives easier and make your path to revenue and path to upgrades a lot easier. All the new designs coming in. And trust me, every software we've got plenty of updates, like plenty of new features that are coming out, where we have the plans to be able to go, and I'm like literally rebuilding the entire affiliate platform on a modern framework for you guys to make it easier to update and easier to add more features and functionalities into that affiliate platform for you guys.
Well, it's not the same piece of work that told you that your logo sucked, is it? Because if it is, it's time to drop that person like a bad hat.
No, it was a couple of people that mentioned it, and the guy above him is like, the guy above him also mentioned it to me. He said, "You know what? Hey, I'm losing all the partners that I brought in because they feel like this, they feel like that." It's whatever to me. I mean, like I love all you
That
guys.
it doesn't make sense because you said it from the get-go. We knew what we were getting into. We knew we had to wait.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, you're right, Lance. You're absolutely right.
Well, at the same time, I got people who come into me and say, "Hey, John, can we see your financials?" Because I got a partner that wants to sign up, and they want to see the financials because they're trying to sign up a partner who thinks that, okay, I'm going to sign up with these guys, I'm going to pay $500 a month, and I'm instantly going to get $1,000 a month tomorrow, right back. And that's fucking investments don't work like that. You know, I try to make this in a situation where, yes, it is an investment, which is it's a long-term play. And I've tried to give you an opportunity, which is a very easy path to monetize, to cover your expenditure for that long-term play, so it doesn't cost you actually money if you do some work. Now, if you want to be a traditional investor and just fucking throw money at me and then wait for some time, do that. Fucking throw some money at me, wait your ass off patiently like any good fucking investor would. I will bring your return back on your money. If you don't want to wait that long for that return, then go do some fucking work. I've given you the tools to do that. Do some work, sell some shit, make your money back. Not so hard. Trust me, I'm doing it. I do the shit, and I'm not a marketer. I'm a funny guy with a stupid hat, and I curse a lot. But what else? Other questions, concerns, things you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. This is Nico.
What's up, Nico?
Look, John, I really love what you're doing over there.
Uh-huh.
But I gotta get something off my chest. What I just heard there a second ago. Don't ever call your hat stupid, please. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Nico, I love you, bro. I hope you're coming to FHL so I can see you, man. Put one of your stupid hats on your head. All right, so see, you said, have we resolved the software hacks that happened to domain leads? What will be the effect to us? So yes and no. So yes. Yes and no. No, I haven't found the fucker and beat his ass up yet. So have we went in and actually patched the system? Yes, I've went in and actually patched the system, and some hardening on the server. So script kiddies can't really do anything. Can a professional hacker still bring us down? Well, those fuckers are breaking into the NSA. So yeah, sure. Is our software completely unhackable? No, I can't say that, nor can any other person in the world. Is there deterrence in place where somebody's going to have to be a very determined person to be able to get into our system? Yes, we have put lots of deterrents that didn't exist there before, because like domain leads, a lot of you guys that whenever you first joined the partnership, domain leads didn't really exist for you as a software, because it was literally just an API on the back end feeding data. And then Dennis had a great idea that said, hey, let's make that software available as a lead magnet to people. So I went in and made it available as a lead magnet. So have hardened the server, did go in and actually replace the database. We are doing an import of 300 million domains into the platform, where you can get domain leads all the way back to 2008, I believe. We're still doing a data import on that. What would be the effect to you? The effect to you would just be whatever users that you added in are not there anymore. You'll have to re-add in those users. So if you had in your backend and you had added in users and you lost them, then you'll have to re-add those in. So if you had over 50 users that you added in and you lost those and you don't want to take the time to go in and re-add those in, then all you got to do is message me, and I'll hook you up with my assistant Shaka, and I'll make her do that shit all day long. I'll make her add all your users in. If you got over 50 users and you don't want to waste your time adding them back in, I'll just set off to her, and she can do that.
Have you replaced the senior developer? No, you're still looking for, you haven't.
The senior developer that put in his resignation, he hasn't. I mean, he's quit. He still works here until the end of the month. He's not actually, he is a senior developer, but he's actually my production manager. He basically manages all the workflow. So no, I haven't replaced him yet, because literally what he was doing is he was doing her job so that I could free her up and she could actually be able to focus in with me on more high-level things, the future plans and the future vision. And so he was actually replacing her because she's been managing day-to-day operations. So he was literally replacing her role to manage day-to-day operations so that she could focus with me on more high-level planning on where we want to go in the future. So I still fucking have her because she's still on my payroll. So she is there to be able to do that stuff. And because of the role he played where he was production manager and he was a very senior developer that was also a tech lead for everybody, he managed all our servers because we don't let all the engineers have access to the live servers, because if one of them quits or gets disgruntled or for whatever reason, they could trash our server. And although we could rebuild it relatively quickly, it would still cause downtime. So he's the only one that actually has access to our servers, and he does all the deployments. So that's a role. Honestly, it's going to take me. I mean, it's going to take me 30 to 45 days to find a replacement for that guy. And once I find that replacement and offer him a job, it's going to take 30 to 90 days to get that person to be able, because that dude's going to hold a similar position at his current company, and his current company ain't just going to say, okay, you can leave tomorrow. They're also going to require 30 to 90 days for him to release his responsibility from his current company. So I don't have him replaced yet. I've been interviewing. I interviewed 3 people today, but they're just I don't want to get less than that dude. Since I got to get a new dude, I don't want to get a lesser version of that dude. I want to get a higher, more experienced version of that dude, and I want to upgrade, not downgrade. So I'm taking my time with it. I'm not like in a scramble. Worst case scenario, I can manage all the servers because I'm like a tech wizard. I can manage all the workforce if I need to do that because I'm fucking a good manager. But I got her. She can manage all the workforce. I can manage all the servers and deployment as needed. I've got other capable engineers that can also do the tech side for the most part, just not on the front end JS side. Not that senior level that can, like, all my engineers are good engineers and they can go in and figure stuff out. But obviously you guys can understand there's a big difference between spending 2 hours or 3 hours to troubleshoot something and figure it out versus asking your big bro who already knows the answer, and it takes you 7 minutes to find the solution and another 10 minutes to implement it. There's a big production difference between learning on your own and going that route versus already having a person that just knows the answer already. So all my engineers can go figure it out on their own, and they're just gonna lose that senior person. So yeah, I'll replace them. I just, like I said, I don't want to downgrade and just be in a hurry to get somebody because I'm not in that hurry. I can play that role and she can play that role. So no, not yet, but I am looking, and I will replace him. So that's no big deal. He's still here until the end of the month anyways, and then like I said, we can manage without him. No big deal.
So what else? Any other questions?
I will go ahead and answer your questions that you had. I don't think that there were any questions. Did you get the provision added to the contract that we can leave our shares to our descendants when we die? Not yet, so don't fucking die yet. All right? Don't die yet, because that's not there yet. So don't die yet. So I don't even have the contract finalized yet. Essentially, so with the LP, there's kind of 2 parts of the LP. There's the filing with the state for the LP, and then there's the limited partner amendment, which is essentially just another kind of like pseudo contract that you guys sign that just essentially lays out the terms and, you know, the roles and responsibility of you guys and the roles and responsibilities and us, and what could violate your partnership, how it can get canceled, and, you know, do's and don'ts and that stuff. So he's done the filing with the state, submitted the filing with the state, and that takes 11 days in California because we filed in California, because that's where I'm going to set up our other office in California because it's Cali and there's beaches and weeds, so why not? And so once he gets done with that and the state approves everything, then he's going to send me over the draft of the initial document, and then I'll tell him to add that clause like, hey, these guys could die. So if they die, let them transfer the ownership. So no, I haven't added it in, but I will add it in. And then guys, so hopefully that answers your question, Michelle. We'll get added in there, but it's not in there right now. This will get uploaded to YouTube, so at any time you could just always refer back to this as a verbal contract and say, hey, John agreed verbally on this meeting right here, and then that will work with an actual lawyer, because I do agree that you can transfer all that stuff. You can transfer your partnership, and that it will just transfer the same rights. I mean, that person will still have to continue to pay the partner fee and all that. And as long as all that it works, and yeah, no problem there.
Hey, John, remember you showed that the spreadsheet with your, predictions and how things was going to go and all that. So are you still using that same spreadsheet, or has it changed since then?
No, it's still the same. That same spreadsheet is there. Just I want you guys to keep in mind that those are financial projections based on a certain set of variables that we assume are going to remain constant, and they're going to
Financial conditions.
And they're going to actually be achieved. So no, it's still, you guys should all have access to this document here. But yeah, that's still the same financial projections. This, if you guys are looking for another partner, we do still have space for like 20 more inner circle partners is what I would accept before I would say no more could come in unless one drops out. And if they ask for any type of financial stuff, you can always default and show them this and share this with them if you want to walk them through this and show them this.
Is there a projected versus actual on there?
There is not any projected versus actual, and the reason, because if we show actual, there's actual right there.
Hey, that's fair though.
There's actual.
$2.
There's actual because the actual comes from where? It's going to come from the sales of our software that are coming from affiliates or coming from community memberships. All right. So how many of you guys are selling community memberships? None. I make software sales, but I want to be transparent whenever I say software sales that I make personally. I'm not fucking dividing that shit up with you guys. Those are my personal sales, just like you guys have your own personal sales. All right. So now those are on our current softwares. Whenever we launch a new software, these map products, whenever we launch those softwares, there won't be any single person when we decide, okay, this new software is a software we're intending to take our entire customer list and market to them and make money with the software. Not you or I will be selling those softwares as a person to make personal income with that. That will all be income that's actually coming into the partnership and being distributed to the partnership. All right. So there just is actually, it's not quite true. If I were to go in and actually look at it, it's not quite true. I think that there is $100 and I think just like $190 if you guys wanted to divide that up. I think there's like $190. So take a look and see in the partnership account. So there's $276 in there from community memberships that I sold. So no, there's not an actual versus. There's not an actual versus. There's not an actual versus projected yet. Just because there's not any real actual revenue coming in yet. So like I said, where that's going to come from, that's going to come from community memberships. If you guys ever decide you want to start promoting that, or it's going to come from new softwares that we release as a partner through the partnership that aren't intended to get us customers or to personally benefit you guys as partners in your own offers. These new softwares, you guys aren't going to have unlimited accounts where you can give them as bonuses. All sales are going to go through one channel. All prices are going to be at one standard price point. You guys would be able to promote them as affiliates and make the affiliate commission on them, but you're not going to be able to sell them at whatever price you want. Keep 100% of the revenue. Not on those new products that we decide are going to be map products. Now, we are still going to create other cap products for you. We are still going to create other products that those software products will throw into the mix that you'll have unlimited accounts on that you can sell or you can add to your bonuses, because those softwares are specifically meant for us to acquire more customers with and to continuously provide more value to you and help you guys in your own business. So there's a distinguishing between the two types of software. So no, there's no actual. I showed you the actual. It's like $278. If you guys want to all sign a document and say, hey, let's fucking divide that all up between people, I'm happy to send you a couple pennies, because that's probably what it would amount to. So So no, not yet. Joe, here's George. I brought him. Special guest. That was one of the questions that you asked for today, if I could bring George.
You know it. There's my buddy George.
There
And
he
you
is.
know what? You know, hey, let me get out of this stupid building here. And you know what? Screw everybody. I'm the only one that ordered a monkey hat. George, my buddy George. Yes. Love him. A big hug and kiss for me, man. I dig him. Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's not in a good mood. He got in trouble. He broke my Mac.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Not the good one. I mean, he just cracked the screen. It still works, but no one uses it anyways because we had to upgrade to.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Stuff.
Take him out of my shares and buy him a new one. That's my $279 pennies.
And then Guy asked another question. Can we add a product roadmap / timeline page for feature and bug fix requests? Not 100% sure what that means. If you want it like somewhere on the software itself, I think it's a really stupid idea to put bug request on somewhere publicly visible on a software. I don't think that we would want anybody to come to our software and be able to get to a page that shows, you know, all the bugs in the software and when they're going to get fixed. A roadmap possibly, but not necessarily. I did go in and create a Trello board for you guys where essentially it shows what's actually being released to a live environment. I put the link inside the group right after our last Inner Circle meeting where you guys had asked for it. So it essentially does not encapsulate all the work that we're doing. It does encapsulate the work that we've done that's made it and migrated to a live environment where you guys can have use of it. And I'll try to keep it as accurate as possible on a weekly basis to go in and add all that. Bug reports, as far as bug reports, any issues that are in the platform, if you submit a bug request. So if you submit a bug request inside the chatbot and you submit a bug report, once that's resolved, you will get a message from the QA person after they go in, after an engineer. But what happens is whenever you go into the chatbot and you put in, as long as you actually go in and submit a bug and you just don't send me a message, hey, this doesn't work. If you send me a message, hey, this doesn't work, most likely nobody ain't ever going to see that because it's a chatbot and we don't monitor those incoming messages for the most part. If you go in and put in a ticket, a bug support ticket, that goes directly into the engineers. That goes into the engineers directly, just like this. Here's one of them right here. So this was reported by Andrew Rogers. And here's all the information from the bug report. This literally goes directly to the engineer. It's prioritized to the engineer. He checks it out. If it's a bug report that's just a feature suggestion, he ignores it. If it's a bug report that you just don't understand how to use software and you need some help and you decided to put it as a bug report, then someone will go in and tell you, you know, hey, what's up? If it requires development because it's an actual bug, the engineer will go in, they'll look at it, they'll prioritize it, they'll fix it, they'll take it down here, they'll pass it to quality, let quality know, hey, here was a bug, I just fixed it, I resolved it, here's where it's fixed. Quality will go in and actually test it, make sure everything's working fine, and then quality will go in and actually send you a message and let you know that your ticket's resolved. So I don't think that there's any kind of bordering to be made for that. There is something that talks about all the there's nothing as far as a roadmap. There's something that talks about new features that have been released into the live version of the software. There is no place. I mean, there is a place, all right? There is a place where there's a roadmap, like you can see right here. Here's a backlog on RoboContact, all right? Automations are coming. There's a Tower data integration coming. There's variable message tags coming. There's business contacts coming. There's business contact types coming. There's a Google Chrome extension coming. There's a delay coming so that you can go in and actually set a delay in between each email getting sent out. There's a schedule coming so you can go in and actually set a schedule when you want campaigns to operate during your schedule. So is there a place where all features that we're considering or that are planned out that we're going to start active development sometime soon? Is there a place where that's all put? Fuck yeah. I mean, we're a software company, so hell yeah, that's there. Is that a place where you guys all have access to? No, it's not something that you guys publicly have access to, because quite frankly, I don't want you guys, because quite frankly, it's development. I don't want to have all this stuff and you guys think, okay, this is going to be done by here and this is going to be done by there and that's going to be done by there. And then it not get done by there, and you guys think that this is some set tentative schedule, and it probably isn't you guys. It probably isn't you guys. But like I mentioned last week, I got some stupid ass fucking partners that will say some stupid ass shit. I don't know who they are. If I find out who they are, no one will tell me names. So I got people who constantly contact me and say, like, today I got 3 phone calls today. Somebody calling me, telling me, you know, I just got charged for your software. Why did I just get charged for your software? I talked to somebody on LinkedIn and they walked me through. I put in my credit card. They told me I'd never get fucking charged. It's like, I don't know what type of a partner will go in and just fucking do stupid shit like that. I don't want to run into an issue where you guys see all this stuff that we're planning on the roadmap, and then you think, okay, this will be done by this date. Let me go tell all these people they can sign up because we'll have this done by this date. So if everybody thinks that that's the best ideal, I can make it available. I just don't think it's the best ideal myself.
I don't think it's a good idea either. I think some of the stuff just needs to stay internal and not be out there. You saw in the Patron multiplier that we actually got all the corporate documents from one of the biggest competitors in the market because they don't take care of their stuff. It's like ridiculous. So, you know, we need to make sure that stuff that is a competitive advantage doesn't get out there just because somebody is careless or maybe even malignant. You know, and so we need to make sure that that doesn't happen.
For sure. I personally don't think I personally don't want to go through the administrative overhead and give everybody access to be able to view all that information on the roadmap. And it's a roadmap. And I'm not sure how many of you guys travel, and whenever you travel, you're like, hey, we're going to go from here to there, and you can look at a map and there's a fucking clear road, and then your wife is like, oh, well, I want some tacos, and you have to get off the interstate and go get some tacos and make a deviation. Same thing happens in development. Things go on your roadmap, and then your wife says, hey, I want tacos, and you're like, okay, well, let's go get tacos instead of actually getting to where we're supposed to get on time. Let's go get tacos. And then what happens? You fucking getting tacos, and then she's like, well, I got to poop. So now you got to go stop and poop.
Can you get tacos in India?
No, you would be surprised. I took her, so when we went to Thailand, she had her first taco. So she'd been eating, like, if you guys all have to come over here and experience it. They have at Taco Bell, they got not at Taco Bell, at Pizza Hut. All right. So from Pizza Hut or from Domino's, you can get something called a taco, and it's like a fucking flatbread pizza with like a square piece of like pressed patty chicken and like some sauce on it, and they call that shit a taco. And she'd been eating it the whole time I've known her. She'd been eating it, and every single time I've been telling her, that ain't a fucking taco. That is not a taco. Don't call that shit a taco. It's not a taco. So we go to Thailand, and this whole time she's eating it. Like for 2 years, I watched her eat that. Every time I order pizza, she get that taco and she eats it. And every time I tell her, that's not a fucking taco. So we go to Thailand. We're in Thailand. I take her to this little Mexican place, like an authentic Mexican place. I get her the first real taco she's ever had in her life. And she fucking flipped out. She's like, what is this? Like I was like, this is a taco. She's like, this is a taco? I'm like, yeah, that's a taco. So she grabbed it, she folded it up. She didn't even know how to fold it up and eat it. So I showed her, like, this is how you fold it. This is how you keep the meat and shit from falling out. So she took a bite of it and she flipped out. She's like, oh my God, this is a taco? Wow, this is so good. And ever since we got back from Thailand, she ain't never had one of those stupid Domino's tacos again. So no, you can't get real tacos here. Not even.
Well, I'm in agreement too. Do not get out any of that information, John, as far as I'm concerned. Anything that is proprietary information for you and your company, because people will hold it to a standard. We don't want that. You know what I want, John? When you post something on these Friday calls or on Facebook, that's when I get to know what's going on and everybody else to be in the same boat. Okay? Sorry. I just got to speak my mind on certain things like that. When I hear somebody says, hey, I got charged for my partnership. No shit, or else give it up, one or the other, goddamn. And as a roadmap, yeah, usually it's not tacos. It's usually because they have to stop and pull over and take a pee or take a shit. That's what screws up my roadmap.
So I will update you guys as far as what's being released. And I will keep you updated verbally as far as what we're planning, what we're working on. Right now, it's been all hands on deck. Right now, it's been all hands on deck on text in bulk, and quite frankly, we're getting close to releasing it. You can see right now that now all these other countries are supported: United Kingdom, South Africa, Puerto Rico, Israel, Germany, France, Denmark, Chile, Canada, Belgium, and Australia. The main ones that we really cared about, obviously, are United Kingdom and Australia. France and Germany, they're not bad because they're also obviously Western markets. They've got disposable income, but the UK and Australia are our next biggest target markets that we can go after. So this opens up a lot of doors there. Other than that, you can contact you can send messages and phone calls to any other country in the world. Solved a lot of the speed issues. You'll notice that things are just a lot faster actually loading up than they are in the current platform. So we solved a lot of that. And this is where most of our man hours are going right now, to actually get this all updated and make it be able to expand into new markets and make it faster, make it more usable. And then after that, we're doing a design update, and then we'll add in additional features here. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep this Trello board updated as far as what's actually getting released that's tangible that you guys can use. That for sure I'll do. As far as what we're planning, well, I could say if you really want to know what's on the roadmap and really want to know what's planning and getting planned in the future, become a product owner. Spend time with the development team. Fucking take a responsibility upon yourself to figure out what the market's doing, what they're wanting, what competitors are doing, and work hand in hand with us and the development team to plan and schedule those things out, like Dennis does, and like Maceo does, and like Paul does. Even though, Paul, I haven't got you formally introduced to everybody, if you ping me, I'll try to get that. I'll try to get that taken care of. The whole reason I haven't formally introduced you is quite frankly because once somebody's a product owner, I don't like to be in the mix that much, because I don't like to have somebody going in and spending their time trying to manage things and then me on top of them. And the reason I haven't done it with Link Wizard is because I still have my own priority list of things that I want to get done on Link Wizard, and I don't want you in there saying, hey, I want this stuff done, and me being like, hey, don't fucking listen to him, build these things. So I've been trying to actually get my priority queue is stuff that I know needs to be in that platform. Like we've got, I don't know if you've seen the design, but we've got a really beautiful design coming for it. And then we're working on, we got a really beautiful design. I don't have all the updated designs because I haven't got the zip folder from him, but we've got a nice design coming for it. This is kind of what it looks like, the new design for it, creating your links and stuff. Just a nice, cleaner, modern design. This is one of the next features that I want to release. It's like tree links, Shorby links. They're essentially links. They're links that are specifically built for your social profiles, because you can only put one link on your social profiles. So these types of links allow you to create like these pretty little pages that are one short link, and then they link up to all the other major things that you want. So whenever somebody's on their mobile and they're checking out your social profile, if you have a profile funnel or your Instagram or your Pinterest, and they're checking out that profile link, they can have access to everything else. Your email, they can have access to your WhatsApp, to your Skype, and you can make a nice pretty little page that looks like this. Or
really awesome. Really awesome.
So we got that coming up. And then we've got password protected links so that you can password protect stuff. And then we're actually building all this functionality, even though I didn't want to do it. There's a huge market demand for it. So if you guys know anything about Replug, they essentially allow you to to iframe sites, and then put like custom your own call to actions on top of that iframe, all on their domain. So you can essentially take like, let's see if I can find it. You can essentially take like I'll show you an example of it if you don't know anything about Replug. I'll show you an example of what their links look like. See, other people's software sucks sometimes. Even their software right now has the stupid session issue because I tried to log in Facebook and I didn't finish my login with Facebook, and now it's just hung right there because I never finished my Facebook login. So these are Replug links here. And you can see it's all at a Replug short link, but it has the text in bulk website actually loaded up, and then it allows you to put this beautiful little call to action here that says, "Hey Flucker." So it allows you to put this here and a bunch of other little widgets like a lead capture form and all sorts of little stuff on there. A lot of people have been asking for functionality like that, and these dudes got featured on these dudes, and then the guys that do this, which is a company called Shorby. Shorby, all they do is this. That's it. All they do is this. And Replug, all they do are those types of links. That's all they do, and they both really crushed it. AppSumo, they did great on AppSumo. There's a huge demand for that types of stuff. So I just wanted to add that. I wanted to add that into Link Wizard, and then people have asked for like team accounts where they can let other people log into their account and see their links and stuff like that. And then we just did the conversion scripts and finally got that actually where it's working properly. But I've got a version 2 of it that I want to get released out that allows you not only to track the conversions but also assign dollar values with the actual conversions themselves. Like this is from a solo provider, and I can see that this solo provider sent me 93 leads with a 6.4% conversion rate. He also sent me 5 printed sales on a $30 a month thing. So I spent $300, and I've got right off the front end, I've got $150 right back so it cost me $150, and I got 95. Really, literally, I would use this unique count. I got 80 leads for $150 who will maybe buy something, and plus I got all the monthlies coming in. So the second version, we want to be able to actually allow you in your script to pass dollar values, to pass an actual dollar value. So not only can you assign you can get the count of conversions that you're making, but you can also get like a total amount of money that you made from that solo run, and then you can be able to calculate your ROI easily. So that's the only reason I haven't formally introduced you, Paul, is because but if you want, just message me next week. I'll get you all set up with them and introduce you and everything, and you can kind of start managing everything. You can see the workload that we have already. I'll get you familiar with the management system and how we actually manage everything, and then you can kind of prioritize that. I'll just leave, because I kind of did the same thing with Maceo. I just kind of blurted out. I had 6 months worth of work queue there, and I blurted them out and said, okay, that's what I want done. That's what I think would be valuable. That's what I think would be good for this software. And so you prioritize it and you take it from there, and I'll do the same thing with you. So what else? SB, you said on the paid plans for the software, do you have any numbers on retention rate and give up rate? No, I don't have formal metrics where on that I can give you. Unfortunately, I can set something up on that, but no, I don't have formal metrics, because how Stripe does it, how Stripe does it, they aggregate it based on the entire Stripe account, and I don't just sell software on that account. I also have subscriptions that people have signed up for dedicated developers in the past, and So no, I don't have formal metrics that I can give you on that, but I can set something up if necessary. And you said I usually undersell the opportunity or tell them clearly, if you don't understand how business works, then don't sign up. Don't waste your time. Morning, guys. Good morning, Shane. Kevin, Go Pro Google Glasses Live Nanny. No, it will be a huge from being a coach.
What does that mean?
No fucking clue what that means, but it sounds like he wants to make like a live nanny cam from some Google Glasses or from a GoPro. If anyone wants an application management panel, let me know. $5 a month. Here's an example. So don't forget that. I have leaked all these designs already, Shane. If you want me to provide them to you, I can also provide them to you. I have leaked them several times all over the internet. But if you need them, I can totally send them all to you, no problem. I tried to actually upload a zip file on Facebook, but it was just too big, so it wouldn't let me upload it, and I had to go in and like each individual one, I had to zip them up, and then I was just like, fuck that, it's gonna take 20 minutes to do that. I don't want to do that, but I can totally do that if you want to do that. Yeah, so on track for the global. It's in the beta site right now. I just showed it a second ago. It's in the beta site right now. So this is the beta site, by the way. So it's in the beta site right now. And by global, you can acquire members from any of these places. So your country may not be listed here where you can buy a phone number from. And the reason for that is Willow doesn't support every country on a dual capability phone number. They support almost every country in the world. They support 160 countries, but only these countries have dual capability phone numbers, which means, like, for example, India. They support India, but you have to get one phone number for phone calls, and you have to get a different phone number for text messages. And we have plans to allow you to do that, but it's not going to be in this release because I'm going to have to go in and add an obnoxious amount of logic to make sure that if you buy a call-only number from India and you try to send a bunch of text messages out to Indian phone numbers, that there's a proper logic there that will let you know that you're not able to use that phone number to send out text messages. If you try to send out phone calls from a phone number that can only send text messages, we got to add in logic to let you know, because I don't want a user to go in and buy, because users are fucking stupid, and I don't want a stupid ass user to go in and buy a phone number that they know and it tells them right there you can only call with this, because they will still try to send text messages with this. And when it doesn't work, trust me, when it doesn't work, they're not going to go look in the mirror and say you're an idiot. They're going to get in the support chat and they're going to say, you guys are stupid, your software doesn't work, I'm trying to send out text messages, and they're not going because your software is broken, you guys are dumb. And if my support people are like, well, you're trying to send out text messages with a phone number that only supports phone calls, then they're not going to be like, oh, that makes sense. They're going to be like, well, you guys are stupid. Why do you have numbers that only support text messages? Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. So I don't want to get into an issue where users start to believe that our software is dumb, and they're like, well, this is stupid that you set it up this way. So until we can go in and add this all logic, that's another 400 hours worth of work to go in and add all these logical constraints and make it super easy for users to understand, I can't perform this operation. Here's why. The software isn't dumb. This is the reason this can't be done. Until I can get that done, I still wanted it to be able to support the other major Western countries so we can move into those markets. So I just limited the phone numbers that you can acquire to dual capability phone numbers. So all these countries that you see here, they're all countries that you can buy a phone number, and these phone numbers will support both call and text messages. So if you want to get a number from Australia right now, you can get a number from Australia, and then you can go generate a bunch of Australian leads, and you can just call or text them as much as you want. If you happen to want to add leads into the platform that are from BB, wherever the hell that is, I don't know where that is, or AT, wherever that's from, or any of these other places, FO, whatever FO is, I'm sure there's a country and their initials is FO. You can add those leads into the platform, and you can contact them from one of these phone numbers, from any of these phone numbers that support international phone calling. All right, some of these countries only support national calls. They're dual capabilities, but they like Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, you can send calls and text messages from that phone number, but only to other Puerto Rican phone numbers. The US, we're fucking king of the world, so our phone numbers support, you know, phone calls, text messages, and multimedia messages, and we can call, text, or send multimedia messages to any other country in the world, all right? Because we're cool like that, but not every country is cool like that. So yeah, we are totally on track for that. How many partners we've got? Around like a little bit over 120, between 120 and 130 partners.
CVS, I'm not that familiar with Quick Magic. Why are you going?
What do you mean?
Go down. CV Awesome. Yeah. Quick Magic, how much does it in the cover of the feature list of the end?
I'm also not super familiar. With Click Magic. I would say we cover we overlap at least 50% of their features. I would say we have about 50% of their features. They have about, I would say they have about maybe 20% of our features, and then they have another bunch of features that are just theirs. But if you give us enough time, there will be no other URL platform that will compete with that software. I want to tackle the Shorby stuff because those social profile links are like Shorby. That's all they do. They launched on AppSumo. They got 70,000 users, I think, from their AppSumo launch. They don't do anything else but those social profiles, and they only give you one single design. So we actually designed four different designs for those social profiles, so you can pick your design and made them where you can actually edit how they look and customize them to yourself and your brand. And it's something that people really want. And then those pop links is what I call them. Those pop links like Replug. Those are also pretty popular. And then I do plan on going in. I've got a Click Magic account, and I plan on going in and actually doing an in-depth analysis of what they do and what they offer that we're not offering. And then I've got Catlin and Kevin Likas, who are both Tier 5 partners, and they're both into solo ads. Catlin actually has his own training on Click Magic, and he promotes it as an affiliate and offers an in-depth training on it. Both of them have agreed to go in and start doing brainstorming sessions and strategy sessions to get in depth into that platform, what's good about it and what people hate about it, so that we can tweak Link Wizard to be able just to wipe them off the map, because there's no real competitor to Click Magic right now. And like even Kevin, he hates them, and he wishes that there was a different competitor to him. And they charge $97 a month, and they charge fucking $100 a month for a link shortener. SW. Right back.
Ankita, you going to Funnel Hack Live?
No, I'm not. Not this time.
Why not? How come?
First of all, it's a pain in the ass to get US visa. So because for Indians, it's like they need so many of documents, proofs, and all these things. So I didn't apply for a visa, US visa. And secondly, I will meet him in Amsterdam, so I applied for Amsterdam visa.
Oh, okay. All righty. Well, you're going to have to get your visa to come to the United States, because there's a bunch of us in the U.S. anyway, so that you can meet with us.
Right. I'm planning on that, like next time when he will, because he has to leave in another next 6 months. So basically he has to leave around August or September. He again has to leave for 14 days. So I'm planning during that time, maybe I will apply for US visa, and I will meet some of the partners, and we can do some meetups over there.
That would be cool. That'd be totally cool.
The better meetup would be to hit up events. So like SaaS Talk, networking events where, you know, we can meet each other and hang out, but we can also do networking. Like I'd love to go to SaaS Talk, and because it's a huge networking event for SaaS founders and SaaS companies, where you can get more exposure. You can definitely get more exposure with your product. You can learn a bunch of different stuff. So I love to be able, especially whenever I have to come back to the US, to be able to meet up with different partners and take advantage of the time that we're there to go to different networking events. Because people, I'm sure you guys know, people will buy stuff from you just because they're connected to you, not because you got the best shit in the world, but just because, trust me, most of the people that work for the government, most of the government contracts are not happening are not awarded to the best, most capable person to do the job, or even the most cost-effective person to do the job. It's happening because of a network connection that somebody has. Most corporate contracts, if you get into the big corporate world, most corporate contracts are not happening because they found the most capable company and the most cost-effective company. It's happening because of a network, of a relationship that people have. The largest software project that I've ever worked on, right at $6 million software project, our competitors, they fucking priced at 40% of what we priced. And the reason that dude, that our company actually got the job, is because the dude that was like the top sales dude, like the main closer at our company, and the dude that was in charge of writing the purchase order at the other company went to fucking high school together. I mean, it wasn't because, hey, we were the most cost effective or even that. So it's important for us to be able to go to networking events and expand our network. And I'd love to be able to do that, especially with other partners.
Where is usually that big software, like a event like that? Because I know in Las Vegas, they always have a huge place to go to where they're always having these networking events at. So where would one of those be at?
The last one was in Munich. So they change every year, but there's plenty of. I mean, we don't have to go necessarily to
SaaS Talk or something, but any kind of networking.
Like I don't even think we necessarily want to go to like SaaS Talk or a SaaS oriented event. What we need to do is we need to figure out who our main avatar is, which is mostly marketing fucking people, and find the events that find an event like Funnel Hackers Live. That is half of our avatar, right? Like for me, one of our biggest avatar are those people, our funnel hackers, because they can benefit from pretty much every one of our softwares. They can use and implement their software because they complement the software that they're actually using. So that's a great networking event because you can go there and you can meet. You're in a room with 10,000 people that have an extra $1,000 to pay for a fucking event. And they're all your customer avatar who, if you network with, and you can, you know, say, hey, what's up? What do you do? Here's my card. And they can find out about you. They'll buy your stuff.
There's one out here in San Diego called Traffic and Conversion coming up in February through digital. It's through Digital Marketer with Ryan Dice. Mm-hmm. Last year there was 6,000 people. This year I think it'll be 8.
That would be another perfect one. I mean, that's another perfect one to go in. Like affiliate marketer, if we find some huge convention for affiliate marketers where we get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 affiliate marketers in a room, it's a great meetup for us to go hang out, and go to that event and use it as a strategy to go and recruit a bunch of people into our network and get them using our stuff and promoting our stuff.
Lance, was that the one you were talking about? What was that in San Diego in February?
It's called Traffic and Conversion.
Do you have is it on the internet right now? You can pull it up, or is it just flyers out, or what's on that so I can look it up?
Yeah, it's on the internet. You'll just type that in and it'll pop up. I think the tickets are probably close to 1,000 right now. I went last year and I got mine for like 400, but I'm going again this year. It's super good.
Is it a couple days event?
Yeah, 3 days. It's 3 days, and I haven't been to FHL, so I can't compare it. But it was, I I don't know, they rent out this whole hotel and there's just trainings in every room going on all day from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. And there's tons of vendors there. I don't know if you'd want to go there as a vendor or not. It would be a good place to get your stuff in front of people.
I wouldn't be opposed to going to events and depending on what they charge a vendor. Now, if we're going to go to an event and they're going to charge $30,000 to set up a booth or something, I'd probably say fuck that. I'll just buy a ticket and I'll be a attendee vendor, and I'll just fucking walk around because I'm not scared to self-promote, not at all whatsoever. I'm not scared to say, hey, you know what? I didn't spend $30,000 on a booth here, but here's my fucking card. Here's what I sell. I'm not scared to do that at all. So if it's cost effective, then it doesn't bother me to go in and be a vendor. Some of these events, they charge an obnoxious amount of money for you to have a booth there, and I wouldn't think that would necessarily be to be worth it. But yeah, I'm all for doing stuff like that. We haven't got the chance to do it because we've been stuck over here this whole time, but we have had planned at some point in time. Well, now it kind of throws a little loop in our system because the guy that we were preparing to be able to manage the reins on everything while we were out networking and creating these connections, and we've been training for the last year, putting in his resignation. But that's not a big deal. I mean, we especially now that we don't have to work with clients and we're just doing all our own products, we can take off for a month and manage everything here at the office because we don't have to worry about working with clients. And the main issue with that working with the clients wasn't the production, it was actually the communication between us and the clients that we have to manage. So,
you know, that event would almost be worth it because I work for Southern California Edison, it's a utility company here in California, and I'm in our wireless industry in our department. We manage all the carrier cell sites on our property. So when I go to a convention, I take a huge stack of business cards I used to, and I would give them. You wouldn't believe how many people want to buy from us and everything. And then now they ended up putting like a barcode on your thing, and people went up and scan it and know who you are. So that would be kind of cool to have a self-promote Tier 5 shirt going on, walking around, self-promote. You go up to each one. I'd hit every single booth, talk to people, and I would give them a link to the Tier 5 business and let them hit every single one. I'd go to every single one of them. If it's something I go, hey, yeah, what do you do? I'm a partnership in a Tier 5 company who's got software. And it kind of explain what the software, give it to them right there. Hey, here's my email address. I'll send it to you. You know, just think how many booths would they have, vendor booths do they have set up there?
Oh shit! I think there was 2 floors of them. I mean, it was probably 50 or 60. That's probably too low a number. It was a lot.
Wow! And it's in a convention.
Yes.
Like a convention center of a hotel. Oh, they got a shitload in there.
Yeah.
What do you think, John?
I have the email for vendors. Because I was asking for another person, and I'll shoot him an email and see. But I mean, this one's coming up in February. I doubt we could get into this one. Plus, we're not ready.
For sure.
Well, like John said too, $30,000 for a booth. That sucks.
Well, I made that number up, 30,000. I just made.
No, I know, but I've seen these conventions where it's huge impact because they'll go 3 days long. I mean, you would make that $30,000 back probably in the first day, depending on, you know, and I've seen it big dollar amounts, but I'm just talking about going down there, check it out, start handing all of our info out about Tier 5. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll be there. So that's kind of what I was planning on doing.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll meet up with you and go down there as well too. Let me check it out, see what the dates are and stuff. And if there's a few guys here in California that want to meet up and go down there, hell, we could go down there and promote. I mean, you okay with that, John?
What I'm fucking totally fine with that for sure. What days are, if it's like right before Funnel Hackers Live, I could swing it because I'm coming to the States before Funnel Hackers Live. And to be quite honest, my plan was I was just hanging out in Denver for like 4 days before Funnel Hackers Live to hit up their pot scene. Yes, Jay said he is there.
I'll pull it up right now and see.
It's 25th.
I'm on the road.
It's the 25th through 27th. This is like at the same time of Funnel Hacker, or I'll be in Amsterdam with my wife, so I can't be there.
It's all good.
If I could be there, I would, but I got to go to Amsterdam with my wife. She only been to third world countries.
Get those barcodes.
Paul. That's why we're going, because we're meeting Paul. We're not going to smoke weed. We're going to meet Paul.
That's totally a lie.
No, it's not.
That's a hoax. That's totally a hoax.
Hey, get those scanning little things for Lance and I. We'll walk around and just tell them to scan this. Here you go. Scan, scan, scan. Let them go. Let them go at it. That would be awesome.
Well, I think I definitely need to get my hat in, and I can just wear my hat around and get some people asking me questions about the hat, and then bring them into Tier 5.
What? Somebody's gonna go, "What's up with the hat, dude?" Hey, good thing you asked.
Matthew, what's up with the hat, Matthew?
Hey, I'm ready. We just got to talk about the details, and we'll get it done.
Let's do that this week, man, because I got like 100 orders for him already. So let's try to do that this week. Figure out where we can. I'll kind of let you know what I'm thinking, and we can figure out where we're going to source the garments themselves, from, the hats themselves from, and get all that set up. And I'm totally cool with you guys going out anywhere you want and promoting Tier 5 anywhere you want. What I would recommend, though, I would not recommend that you guys send people directly to Tier 5 at this stage. I would recommend that you definitely, if you guys are out there promoting, that you definitely first push people through your own brand. I would not recommend that you just say, okay, hey, here's Tier 5, let's dump people off to Tier 5. I would recommend that at this stage, especially because of the fact that at this point, we don't have products out there that are really meant and geared up to make us as a partnership money. Everything that we're doing right now is a lot more focused on making sure that you guys make money in your own personal businesses, and you guys are actually getting a profit from this, so that you continue to be partners, and so that we actually can rely on you guys to fund us, so that we can actually build this software that's meant to make us all money as a collective unit. All right, and that realistically, we're looking at 12 to 18 months before we have that software ready to go to the market. For the next 6 months, we're going to be cleaning up our current softwares to make them more viable for you guys, so that you guys can make more money for your own brand for the next 6 months. After that, then we can segregate our teams. I'm still going to have, if I get 7 products in the market right now, I'm going to have, like I already planned it out, I need 10 developers for that. I need 1 developer for each product to maintain that product, and another 3 developers that I can kind of hustle around between each product to add a new feature, so that those products don't get stagnant in the market and we start seeing a loss of users because they don't see any updates and they feel that software's dead, so they start looking for competitors. All right, so I'm going to need 10 developers to maintain the stuff that we currently have. I want to be able to provide you guys as partners strategically more softwares that you can give away, or that you can sell and keep the money on for yourself. Mostly to help your personal brand and get you guys. So I don't want to have a bunch of partners that have to have a day job. I don't want to have a bunch of partners that can't fucking focus on this partnership and can't contribute to this partnership because they got to get their money from all these other activities. So in order to be able to do that, I need to keep providing you guys more tools that you can get to that point where you're at the happiness index. If you know what the happiness index is, for every country there's a amount of money that you need to make every month to live in a socially happy way, where you don't see cockroaches running on your fucking floor, where you can go out to eat with your husband and you can, enjoy some nice things in life and not feel like you're a poor broke bastard. All right, so I don't want you to have to spend all your time working at some job to get to that happiness level, because I want you to be able to have time to contribute to this partnership. So for that, I know I need to provide you more tools. So I'm gonna have to, in this next year, I'm gonna have to provide you a couple extra tools to also help you boost your revenue, but also to allow us to break into other niches and acquire customers for these other niches, so that once we develop an actual product that can be for us as a partner to make us all money in the partnership collectively, we can dump those customers in there. So realistically, does it make sense for you guys to spend a bunch of money going to these events to promote just tier 5? Not unless you're encapsulating tier 5 in your brand and you're bringing people through your own personal brand first before you're introducing them to tier 5, so you're getting some personal benefit from it. Now, and in the next 2020, can we start to plan out events in 2020 where we could actually go and we have things ready as tier 5, or where we can just dump people straight to tier 5? Yes, because hopefully at that point, every one of my partners is making, $4,000 to $8,000 a month just from what they've been doing in 2019 with tier 5, where you guys have that extra money. You guys can actually, start to get out of some of your other responsibilities that you're using to pay your bills on a daily basis right now. Until then, I don't think it makes sense to spend the money and just dump people into tier 5 directly. To me, it's more beneficial that you guys build up your own brands and build up your own customer bases, because that's ultimately going to help you. That's ultimately going to help you in the future anyways, whenever you go to an event and you try to promote tier 5, if you have your own personal brand built up. Trust me, as much as I love you guys, if fucking Gary Vee said, or Russell Brunson themselves said, hey, I want to be your partner and promote your shit, they're much more fucking valuable to me because they have their own personal brand that they've built up. They already have a following. They already have people who they've brought into their own personal brand. So they're much more valuable to me because they already have a brand recognition. People already know who they are in the game. So to me, it's more important that if you guys go to this event, you guys are getting people into your own personal brand. And if you're getting people into tier 5 softwares, you're doing that through your own personal brand and not just saying, okay, hey, here's tier 5, check out tier 5 and relying on us to do everything. Not quite there yet.
Oh, that's cool. I'm totally good with that. I mean, you know what, Lance, let's talk about this this weekend if you're available sometime, and we'll shoot the breeze about it and get a little action plan. If you're going to go, and this is what I just heard about, maybe I'll go too, and we'll just go down there, and yeah, I'll be glad to do it for my personal brand. Shoot, if I can get community members, I get people buying the software, whatever, I don't care. That would be awesome, because at least we can spec it out and see what kind of an event it would be for the future. For tier 5 would say, hey, do we want to go down there? Is it a big enough event? Is it worth the money to put a booth up to get the name out there? You've got a lot of people in different states, different countries. So us as partners, we should be looking at all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. This is a great reason to talk about this instead of you, John, sitting there going, what else you guys talk about? We want to talk about the future of this company and how we want to keep going. I'm all for it. So
you can get a VIP pass for $2,700. You want to do that?
No, not really. Fuck that. I'm done. No, I'll look it up. I'm not home yet because I got to work my 9-to-5 job. So I need to get more my branding going and more tier 5 software sold so that I can have that 100%. Everything is all tier 5, and my brand and my company and what I'm doing, as well as you, the whole works, So that's good. I'm glad that this came up, and it's a great opportunity. So if there's anybody else in California that wants to go, I mean, I'm only 2 hours away from you, Lance.
Yep.
And we've been wanting to kind of figure out a way to hook up anyways and meet each other in person and do some brainstorming and have a California team or whatever. If that's what we need to do, then we need to do that.
Yeah, hit me up over the weekend for sure.
Yeah, I will. Definitely. And, John, if Lance and I do something, we'll come up with a plan. I mean, you're not a marketer, but you're an awesome marketer, so we would come up a plan and say, hey, look, this is what I want you to do, or this would be great to do, or, hey, add this to, or don't do this, then that's what we'll do.
Well, I'm definitely down to help and support you guys in any way that I can. So I would not suggest you rely on me for marketing help whatsoever, because no matter what you guys think, I'm not a marketer, so I wouldn't expect you guys to try to rely on me for that. But I am here to help you guys in whatever you need. B, you asked where the Tier 5 name came from. So when I was in college, which is when I actually started Tier 5, when I was in college, I helped found a society called, I helped found the society. I helped found the chapter of that society in our college. It's called the National Society of Leadership and Success. So I was a founding member of the society for the chapter of that society in my college. And basically it was young. I mean, it's about what it sounds like. The name of the society is the National Society of Leadership and Success. So it was for leaders who wanted to be successful, basically for entrepreneurs. And we would have weekly and monthly meetings where you would sit in and you would get together and, eat and brainstorm with people what your ideals were and stuff. And I was doing freelancing, working on my own. I was, had my own company, which was called Think Vaughn. It was an LLC that I formed, and I was explaining to people in that society what I was doing. We had a brainstorming session, and whenever I first started this company as a service-based company, we offered, I was lucky enough that there was like 3 of my friends I brought into the society with me that were also nerd programming people. So when I started this company, we wanted to be able to offer a service tier and a level of service to meet anybody's needs, regardless of what your budget was. All right. So Tier 5, that name came from a programming pun on the fact that we actually had listed 6 different levels of service that we could provide you, from a low level of service that a college kid or a high school kid could do, which is update content on your WordPress site, change an image on your WordPress site, all the way up to being able to get independent contractors who could be security advisors, or an independent contractor that could be the CTO or the CFO of your company, where you could come to us, and if you needed edits done to your WordPress site, and you just needed some spelling changed on your WordPress site, or some images changed on your WordPress site, something that's not really technical whatsoever, that very low level of service, you could get that. If you needed a higher level of service that was some more technical stuff, like installing WordPress or setting up a Shopify store, that wasn't so easy, but it also didn't actually require a software engineer, or you needed an open source site like WordPress, but you needed a little bit of custom code done to it, which didn't also required a coder, but not an actual architect and a software engineer to make minor modifications. Or you wanted a WordPress site that needed a custom design to it, where now there is some custom code and there's a custom design. Or you needed a complete custom solution built, where you're going to need a systems architect and a designer to go and design stuff, up to, like I said, where you need a full-blown professional service. Like you're a small company and you don't have $200,000 or $300,000 a year to hire a CTO. You could we could contract one, and you could get that type of support on an hour-by-hour level. So we had 6 different levels of services that we could offer to people. So we called the company Tier 5, because if you know anything about programming, everything starts at 0. It starts as a 0 index. So if you have 5, if you get to index number 5, that means you're at the 6th position. So that's where that name came from. And
hey, John, man, how you going?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Michael?
Yeah, good, man. I just noticed that you said that the beta site for Text in Bulk is working, and we can try to buy some Aussie numbers. I just tested it, but it didn't work. So are you able to clarify and verify that for me?
To be clear, Michael, I did not say that you can go in and do that. All right.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that was available. I just wanted to quickly test, that's all.
Yes, it is available, but it's not available for you guys to go in and use. Now, you probably can log into that beta site because we have a copy of the live database, so your user accounts are going to work.
Right.
But it is still under development.
Right.
It's not released yet.
Gotcha.
So I would not expect that things are going to work perfect for. I would not expect that things are going to work perfect for you. They are still testing it, making modifications. It is scheduled to be released. It is scheduled to be released with everything finalized on between the 28th and 31st, which is the last Monday through Friday of this month, and that should all.
Okay, that's cool.
That should all be fine. So at that point, it should all be live, and you should be good to go. Right now, I would assume that if you go in there and fuck around with it, lots of things aren't going to work because they're working on stuff, and it's not. It's not really.
That's cool, man.
But it is on track, on schedule. So.
No, all good, mate. Cheers. Thanks for clarifying.
Mikesh, you asked, are we planning to have booking appointment functionality within Text in Bulk? Can we please know the future planned functionalities in Text in Bulk roadmap so we don't have to keep asking the same question? Talked about that a little bit earlier. Yes, so I do have planned out, even if you actually, if I could find them, I think I have them easily on here or somewhere. So yes, wish I could find it real quick. See if I can find that. Maybe it's in this final right here. Unexpected error. Great. Awesome. Unexpected error. Awesome. Yes. Short answer is yes. We do have plans to do that, and I think this is kind of it right here. Let me see if this has what I'm looking for. Not. Oh, there it is. So we do have planned out and designed at a contact level a calendar feature that shows all the types of scheduled messages that are going to be coming to this person in the future, whether it's from a campaign that they're subscribed to, whether it's from a broadcast that you've scheduled, or whether it's from an individual follow-up that you've scheduled. So that's kind of what you can see here. You can see this is just a mixture between text messages, emails, and phone calls that are scheduled either through some campaign that a person subscribed to, or through a broadcast that you went to a list and you said, hey, I want to schedule this single broadcast, or through a follow-up where you can create individual follow-ups for individual leads. So we have that in the current design at a contact level. And then yes, we do have planned to actually build out a full calendar feature that shows everything on the aggregate, but I don't have a final design for that. I don't have an ETA on when we would release that, because I'm sure you could imagine that from a contact level, from a single person view, it's not that difficult to make the design. But whenever you look on an aggregation and you're talking about you have 7 different campaigns set up and you've got, 10 different lists and you've scheduled broadcasts for them and you've got 20,000 contacts in your system, it's going to be a pain in the ass to try to fit all that shit onto a calendar to see, hey, what's going on. So I haven't finished the UI on that. But yes, we do have that. Do I have a clear roadmap for what's going on? Yes, I do. I just haven't made that available to you guys right now as far as the big picture, just because as I mentioned earlier, I don't want you guys to plan on, oh, well, it's going to be this or it's going to be that, because those things are just all subject. Those things are all subject to change. we've got a whole group of people doing this restaurant thing, this patron multiplier, if 3 weeks go by, 4 weeks go by, and they're fucking super successful with that, and they go in and get, each one of those people working on that, they go in and get 7, 8 clients signed up, and they validate that model, and they're come to me and say, hey, this is all validated. Let's get a plan because now we have a clear path to easily make revenue on this. I got no problem fucking stopping everything that I'm doing for 6 weeks and going in and designing that new platform and building out that new platform and getting that out the door so that they can go in and actually scale that system up. So I can't really commit 100% to say, okay, hey, here's a roadmap. You're going to see this at this time. You're going to see this at that time because that's just not how engineering works. I mean, we can plan for that, but I can't guarantee it. And so I just haven't released it to you guys because I don't want, like right now, to be honest, I don't feel personally that since this partnership has happened that anything's really changed myself. Like I don't feel like since I started this partnership and since I made the offer for this partnership, I don't actually feel like things have changed, like I've changed things up. But I've had a lot of different people say, well, John, you just change all the time. They never know what you're going to do. Things change from a daily basis. All right. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not true. So I definitely don't want to go out and give you guys and say, okay, this is coming at here, here, and here, and this is the way stuff is coming. And then that not happen because we decide to do something else. And then I get a bunch more people say, well, John, you're just fucking unpredictable. The only thing I can predict about you is you'll be wearing a hat. So no, I don't really have that written down, but I've got a lot of plans for text and bulk. Yes, there is a plan to have, so the plan for text and bulk is to turn it into a full-blown CRM like Pipedrive, where it has a scheduling functionality. It has a main calendar functionality. You can add tags to all your contacts. You can go in and add custom fields and define your own custom fields that you can from the SMS chatbot and from the voice chatbot that I want to build so that somebody can call your phone. And when they call your phone, they can just hear your voice and they can speak into your phone, and then Watson can understand what they're saying, and you can create a voice chatbot just like an SMS chatbot. So they're like, hey, what time are you open? And they know that you're saying that, and you have like a pre-recording for if somebody asks about your business hours, and it just plays the recording of what your business hours. Hey, where's your address? So they feel like they're physically having a conversation with the person, but they're not. And if they speak into the phone and the phone bot can't understand what they're saying, then it will play some filler things that you guys define a filler, like, well, could you give me just 1 second? And then we'll just have a filler audio while it then tries to actually connect you on the phone and merge your guys' call together so that you can actually physically answer that question. Have a way where just like Pipedrive, you kind of have like a Trello style board where you can move contacts into some type of a stage, and you can nurture them as far as finally trying to get them where they're a client that's giving you money. I've got an infinite amount of things that need to go into that software, which is like right now why I said I don't really want to give people like a full roadmap and list it on a piece of paper. Why? Because I can plan out things for the next year of what I want to do in that software, and from my perspective, none of that shit means anything. I can plan out this, and that, and I'm going to build that. And if I get 100 users in the platform that say, hey, John, can we have this feature? Then that's the feature that needs to be built. Whatever I want to build or whatever I think needs to be there is never going to take precedent over what actual users want. When the actual users start saying, hey, we want this, well, if you want to be a successful company, you better just shut the fuck up and listen to those people and give them what they want if it's within reason, because if not, what they're going to do is they're going to go out and they're going to find some other company that is offering exactly what they want. So from my perspective, we can map out whatever roadmap that we want, and what makes more sense is to listen to our users and let our users tell us what they want, because they're the ones that pay us. And if they say, hey, we want this, we should just give it to them because they're paying us money, and if they want those features, they're probably going to be useful to them. So,
hey, John.
What's up, Manir?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Still driving, so apologize. I'm getting in and out of this meeting. So I'm catching snippets. I just want to make a couple of points on the back of what you just said there. I think it's great that on softwares, we have an awareness of the plans that are in action. However, as a partner or as someone going out to promote these softwares to clients, we should never be getting clients in based on what may be happening in the future, because that's a sort of a dangerous precedent. If things don't go to timescale, if things don't go to plan, or we change plans, then you're never going to get that client. You're either going to have to refund them, or you're never going to get them at any point in the future. So I just wanted to sort of just quick feedback to anybody, because I think there are a few of us who are hoping that things happen because of what we've spoken about, and then they don't happen. So for me, on a personal level, in the UK, I've not really spoken to anybody in any great detail about text in bulk, because it wasn't compatible for the UK. There were plans in place, of course, for it to happen within January, but I was never going to be sure of that. So I never pitched it just on the premise that it didn't happen. So that's just something I wanted to feedback if anybody is going down that route. And I think hopefully you'll sort of kind of agree with that. What do you think?
For sure. So for sure, 100% for sure.
Okay, second bit was
Munir, like you got 2 more weeks, and it's UK guys you guys are in. You're in.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's brilliant, because now, 1, we can talk about it, 2, we can show it. And I think that's the essential part in terms of why I didn't particularly go out to pitch texting bulk. What I've been focusing on is the softwares which have an immediate solution to businesses. And on the back of that, I put in a question in chat about sticky reviews. Can you have a quick look at that and see any feedback on that?
Yeah. So the short answer is no. I would love to be able to. I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to do that for sure. There's just some logistical issues there. A couple logistical issues. I don't have an active dev on sticky reviews right now because I've got them all pulled, trying to get text in bulk out to you guys to work in the rest of the world. So I don't have any active dev going there unless there's some major issue. I get a dev to go in there, or if there's get a dev to go in there. And the only other thing that's kind of a logistical issue there, Munir, is the fact that how sticky reviews is meant to be a social proof on your actual website, where there is no API for any of these platforms to be able, so it's going to be like a double redundant data. Either the review is going to go on, the social media site, and there's no easy way to go in and pull those reviews from a social media site into sticky reviews, all right, to display on a website. They don't have, Facebook doesn't give you an API to pull in reviews. Google doesn't give you an API. Google gives you an API to pull in reviews, but they limit you to 5. You can only pull in 5 reviews, all right? So there's no real easy way to get those reviews from the social profiles back into sticky reviews to show on a website. So if you want to show them on a website, that's going to be a double data. They're going to have to actually put in the review first to get it to display on the website, and then they're going to have to go out to the social media and put it into the other thing. So it's almost like a different software, and we built a software like that. We've actually built 2 of them. One's called Reputation Loop, and one's called Get Mobile Reviews. We can't. You know Reputation Loop? Do you know them, Lance? Is that why you're laughing?
So, no, I was messaging with Joe.
Right on.
And we're messaging back and forth about his kick-ass office. Sorry there, John.
No, you're good. So we have developed 2 similar softwares like that are just focused on reputation management and driving reviews to these social sites, leaving the website. I can't use those softwares or any of that code because because clients paid us to build it. So it's almost like a different software. If I haven't had enough time to think about it and how I can actually logically work it in where it matches sticky reviews and it still works with what sticky reviews actually does right now and serve that purpose, mostly just because I haven't had time to do it.
Sure, that's absolutely fine. Obviously, the question had led from that. Speaking to a lot of small businesses, what I'm personally doing is I'm going to small business networking events. I have obviously an accountant contact. So what they're doing is every time a new company is registering with them for accounting purposes, they're also then pitching SmarterSoft, which is a company brand for me, for the services that we offer. So of course, a lot of businesses are over here are kind of not really doing websites anymore because they're being sort of conditioned to think that websites aren't as valuable as they used to be, although that's incorrect, and that to focus on social media pages and stuff like that. So hence, it was asking the question from that point of view. But totally get it, and that's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that.
If I can figure out a solution where it works seamlessly with how the platform works right now, and it doesn't create a bunch of redundant data for the user, sure. Like it used to be with Google reviews, you used to actually be able to access a URL on Google that would open up that business with the review, and you could pre-populate the star rating, and you could pre-populate the content of the actual review. Google used to allow you to do that. For every business, you could go and actually decode the URL, and you could pass in URL parameters to that URL where user could put in the review and the rating on your page, click a button, and that would literally open up a website with that business opened up, with the leave a review box opened up, with the content and the star rating pre-populated, and all they had to do is click the button leave review, either automatically leave the review or then authenticate into Google, and then the review would be posted. But they've since changed that about 9 months ago, where you can no longer do that. So it would just be an ease of use and redundant data. If I can figure out a way to engineer it where it makes sense and it will be something, I don't want to build stuff that's not going to be usable to people, where the feature's there, but no one will actually use the feature. So it's like, what's the point of having the feature because the users don't actually use it? So if I can engineer some type of elegant solution where the end user will actually follow through and use it, and it will actually provide a benefit outside of just telling somebody, okay, well, if your users had enough patience to spend 10 minutes and leave a review here and then leave another one review there, it would work. Then for sure we'll do it. I'm just kind of dependent right now on getting out this text and bulk stuff out, because that's where I have a lot of the engineers tied up.
That's absolutely fine. That's perfect. Thanks, Joe.
John,
by
just
the way,
a quick.
when are you in Amsterdam?
I am from, I will get there on the 25th of February, and I'll be there till the 2nd of March.
Okay.
25th to the 2nd.
22nd of January to March?
No, I wish, I fucking wish, man. No, 22nd of February to 25th of February to 2nd of March.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, if you guys have got some downtime and like you say, you can come over to the UK, that'll be amazing. That'll be great.
Probably not. I mean, we'll have downtime. I just don't think that Ankita will be able to go to the UK because she don't have a visa there and she's Indian.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, well, no worries. What I'll do now that I know the dates, it's probably easier for me to like jump on a plane and come up to Amsterdam than it is vice versa. So I may just consider doing that, and then we meet up.
For sure, come hang out with us and Paul for sure. Probably go visit Wasili. Paul, we could probably do that. Hook up, go visit Wasili, hang out with Wasili too, and I'll meet up. I'd love to come over there, but I don't think it will fly with Ankita because she's Indian and they don't let them go anywhere. They don't let Indians.
That's all right. That's no worries. All right. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yep.
They're radical. They don't want her there. She's too radical.
John,
I'm also Indian. I just happen to have a UK passport.
John, just a quick one. If somebody's got an account with Text in Bulk now, basically, I don't know if they've got it free or something like that. Would they get all the upgrades, etc., when it's ready to go international, global, whatever?
Would
that be the case?
They would, yes.
So, yeah, it just strikes me that if somebody's giving that away free now, it's a bit of a lost opportunity, isn't it?
Kind of, sorta, but not really. Kind of, sorta.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sorta, but not really. No. It's a small opportune cost, yes, but goodwill bought for the customer. And all these updates that I'm talking about in text and bulk, adding a pipe drive type thing, updating like first off, the new design for text and bulk, that's not going to come in actual text and bulk. That new design.
It's not.
No, that new design is going to be relaunched under a new name, under a new
an
actual
right.
name. So
I didn't realize that. No. That makes sense then. Okay.
All these other features, like being able to add tags, being able to add your own custom merge fields, being able to have advanced automations, being able to have a more sophisticated chatbot that can actually, where you can send out a text message, what's your email, and they can send back the email, and you can grab that data and store it in their email field. Being able to have like a voice chat bot where they can call you on the phone and talk to a voice chat bot. All those things, I say that they're stuff for text and bulk, but not necessarily for text and bulk, the app text and bulk. To me, they're the same software, but yes, to some extent, my plan is a V2 on every software, and to, at some point, I have to find a happy medium where the software is easily sellable enough as it is right now, like under the current brand, so that you guys can make money from it on your own, in your own ventures, and you guys can increase your revenue. And so I've got to find that happy medium between making it easily sellable enough for you guys to be able to go quickly sell it and quickly get clients and make money on your own, and essentially setting up a new server, making a new domain name, and adding all the new features in that new domain name, where that newly branded software is a software that you guys don't have access to, that you can, just give away for free or sell at whatever price you want. That is a software that's meant to make money collectively for us as a partnership. I'm not 100% sure where that happy medium is right now, and to be quite honest, I'm not fully focused on it right now. Right now, I can add a bunch of features into text and bulk, and is somebody going to give that software away for free? Well, I have mentioned before, I've got some stupid fucking partners, but most of them are not. Most of them are smart, and I would think that they'll be smart like you, Bill, and they'll realize, well, this is a fucking stupid missed opportunity for me to give this software away for free. Fuck that. I'm going to sell it to somebody and get money from somebody. Okay, that's what I would think. Now, like right now, he's not here, but I know somebody that just ran an affiliate promotion, and they gave lifetime accounts on all 7 tier 5 softwares as a bonus for $100 ticket item. All right. Why did that person do that? Well, I'm not going to say they're stupid, because they're not stupid, but I will tell you why they did that is because they have yet to actually make any money. They've spent 3 months paying a partnership fee, and they haven't actually made any money back, and they want to see some return. So now what they've done is, by making that offer, they've put $6,000 in their pocket. All right. They were able to sell, as an affiliate, 60 of those units, and they actually get to keep it. It's the one funnel away challenge from ClickFunnels, where it's $100 and they pay the affiliate the entire $100. All right. So one of our partners added all the tier 5 softwares as one of his bonus, and if you sign up for his bonus, he gets You know, he gets $100 in his pocket. And he gave you a lifetime account on all 7 softwares. Now he got 60 people to sign up through his offer. That puts $6,000 in his pocket. Would I think that that person is going to continue to do that? No. My assumption is that we're all adults here and we're all logical here. And until you make your first sale, what do you want to do? You just want to make your first sale. After you make your first couple sales and you realize, okay, people are buying this, it can be people are giving money for it, you gradually start to increase your prices. Can I tell you guys, hey, don't give it away for free? No, give it away for free if you want. I mean, I've already told you you can do that, so I'm not going to go and change that fact now and say, well, don't give it away for free. That's up to you. For me, you're not giving it away for free. Like Shelly, she got a whole bunch of people in Builderall underneath her, right? If she want to give text in bulk to everybody in Builderall underneath her and not charge it, that's her prerogative. She can do that. That's up to her. If she wants to add it as, you know, people sign up for $50 in Builderall, you're going to give them that software for free, and she's going to get, what do you get as an ambassador, like 70% of that $49 or some shit like that? If that's how she justifies it, I don't personally have a problem with it, because how I look at it is, like I said, I'm looking at a long-term vision here. And my long-term goal, like what I really want to see happen, is when we have another software that's brand new, whether it's brand new from scratch, like a funnel builder or a chatbot platform, or whether it's a new upgraded version of text in bulk, I want to be able to go look at my current softwares and see, fuck, I got 100,000 users. I got 500,000 users that I can send an email out to. And if I got a software that's $100 a month product, and I got 500,000 users that you guys have dumped into the softwares, giving away for free or charging or whatever, and I got a 10% conversion ratio, guess what? I'm making $5 million a fucking month. From what? An email. It fucking didn't cost me anything for marketing. So that's how I'm looking at everything. So is it a waste? Okay. Not necessarily. It may seem like a waste to you, but I would assume that the person that's out there giving it away for free or including in their other offers, somehow they're justifying it, right? And trust me, that person that just put in those 60 people, if they stop paying their partner's fee, those are 60 customers right there that are going to have to pay to use that software, because I keep a track of everybody you guys put in. And if that partner doesn't pay, then those dudes, when that partner gets kicked out of the partnership for non-payment, those accounts are instantly suspended. And those people, I'll be able to go in and maybe they won't purchase it. And they'll maybe, well, I got this for free, so I don't know how to deal with that. But no, I don't think necessarily it's a loss right now at this stage in the game, because right now I'm not
okay.
Right now.
Yeah, okay. I was just, I didn't realize that we were rebranding text in bulk. So that's fine. It's good, because I don't want to be giving I don't want people giving away text in bulk and then we're trying to sell it for top ticket to businesses as well. Okay, that's fine. Good to hear.
I think anybody about that as well too, though, is these are the customer acquisition products that we want to be able to get out. We want to get out because it's going to make us money in the long run if it's not making us money now, because it's going to save us costs on marketing. If I have 1,000 accounts and I get those 1,000 accounts to 1,000 people, and John goes to say, hey, I need to market the new main product we're coming out with, he's going to turn around and go through that software and message. That's 1,000 people that we don't have to pay for marketing. So if I have 7 pieces, that's 7,000 times 100 partners. I'm not doing the math in public, but that's a shitload of marketing that we don't have to pay. So it's going to cover us in costs and overhead later on.
It's easy when you do stuff multiplied by 100. It's just whatever that first number is.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want to say.
So if you got 7,000, that's 700,000.
But by that time, we should be able to market over 1 million people. If we could get every one of the partners out and get every one of the partners to get 1,000 of their softwares out to everybody, we will be able to market 1 million people without spending 1 cent. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm on the right trail here, John.
For sure, totally on the right trail. And like I said, it's a long-term play. So are these the only 7 softwares we're going to offer? No, that's not my plan at all. All right. My plan is
Yeah.
if 5 years go by, we'll have 30 softwares out in the market because, you know, in 2000, like based on my predictions, come 2020, by the end of 2020, I'll have 150 engineers that are working for our company. So, so by 2025, you know, we'll have fucking 30, 35, 40 softwares in the market. Can we afford to take 20 of the softwares and just flood the market with them, even though they're valuable? Hell yeah. I mean, like, if you give something to somebody for free that has no value whatsoever, well, that's stupid. Give something to somebody for free that has a value and they can see the value in it. The next thing that you have is like, look, if I give you text in bulk for free and you can see that that software has a $300 a month value, and that's the value you yourself put to that software, and it's free for you, and I come back to you after 3 months, or let's say 6 months, you're using that software, I've just given you $1,800 worth of value, right? If I tell you, hey, I got this other thing that's worth, you know, $300 a month is what it costs, what psychologically, what's your instant perceived value of that going to be? You're going to 3x it. You're going to be like, well, that must be worth fucking $900 a month because I'm getting this other thing that's worth $300 and they're not charging me. That's just how psychology works. You're just going to instantly apply a value that doesn't exist on the thing that I'm trying to sell you, and you're gonna buy it. So from a long-term play, no, because my goal, like I said, my goal right now is not to make money. My goal right now is to cover our operating costs and build a bunch of software that in the future is going to make us all money. My goal is for you guys to make money. So I don't think anybody's stupid enough to give away text in bulk or any software just to arbitrarily give it away. I think anybody that's actually giving it away or using it as part of their offer, they're finding a value in that. They're getting leads, they're getting more customers, they're building their brand, or they're making some money, and they're finding a value in that. And I need you guys to find value in all this, because that's what's going to drive you to continuously pay your membership fees without me having to be a cheerleader. I don't want to be a cheerleader.
Where are we at on the community members? How many do we currently have, and how many do you want to have? Because that's the equation that I try to explain to everybody is if we're in there at $300 a month and you get 5 community members, that covers you plus $36 extra that you would make money on. That covers your monthly. So you just keep doing that more and more and more. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking about with Lance. And we go down to this conference down in San Diego. I try to get as many community members signed up as we can between the two of us. Or if there's somebody else that's in the team that's going to join as well, we're going to try and get as many community members. Boy, we're going to make some money off of that. I was just looking up the website, 6,000 attendees. Look at Lance's eyes. He sees dollar signs right now in his eyeballs.
6,000 was last year's numbers. I bet there'll be about 8,000 this year.
Yeah, I just pulled it up just to start looking at it.
28.
I'm sorry, say that again.
28.
28 what? Community members?
That are active and paying. Yes.
That's the $97 a month one, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We need a shitload more.
For sure. But we don't have it. We don't have any community members because nobody promotes it. Bye, Shelly. No, nobody promotes it. Nobody tries to get community members in. I don't promote it. I don't try to get community members in. So that's why there's no community members, because it's not being promoted.
I don't have a problem promoting that. I mean, think about it. I don't have a problem promoting it at all. It's getting our software out there. That's the whole point, right?
For sure. For sure, agree 100%.
Hey, John, in our dashboard, when we give somebody a software, we get their email address in there and we give them their password and stuff. Is there a way that we could tell if they're using it or not?
No, not right now.
Okay.
That is something that's also on the roadmap. That is something that's also on the roadmap is to be able to report on who's active, how much they actually use it, time logged, how much their last session is, how much total time they've actually logged in the software, what the last login is, and then create a centralized database that contains all users of every software, and pipe that as a live socket feed onto our different websites to show actual live users and hours, amount of time that's actually been users have spent in our software. But no, it doesn't exist right now. So no, there's not any.
Oh, that's awesome when that does come out, because I was even just thinking of like a little green light with an A that says they're active with it. Because if I've given out 5 or 10 softwares and people are not using them, because I will follow up with them and say, hey, so how's the software working? Have you learned how to use it? What's going on with it? Because what I do is I'll share the YouTube training from what you've done with them so they can learn how to use it. And they said they're using it, but if they're not using it, I'm going to take it away from them. I go, if you're not using it, why should I give it to you?
For sure.
Hey, Paul, is that a green screen behind you?
It's a green screen. I'm in the basement of the Netherlands, but it's also a real library. So I want to visit it someday.
That looks awesome, because actually the way you have it set up right there, it looks like you're in this huge library.
Okay. Yes. No, it's just
Look at he's down in a dungeon.
Yes. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, that conference is sponsored by ClickBank, Spotify, BigCommerce, Shopify. There's a lot of InfoSoft. I think I'm more pumped over this thing coming in February than I am in Funnel Hacklers Live.
Karen, it's Pete. Karen, please open the door. Karen.
So what else? Anything else that you guys want to talk about or cover while we're here?
When you search it again, I have vision to provide it here. Matt has a labor person. All right. No.
Anything at all?
This area back after learning.
No, I'm good for now.
Awesome. What about everybody else? Anybody else got anything? Or you guys all good?
All good, man.
Yeah, I'm fine for now. Great.
Fine for now. All good.
Great. If you have any questions, like always, just message me, post something in the group. If not, I will see you guys next Friday.
All right, man. Peace out, everybody. Bye.
You guys
have a good one.